All right, we're back.
So how's that collarbone treating you there,
Oh,
Kev?
baby, she's good. I've been on light duty at the old fire station. Just literally the worst human being ever. I can't do it. I'm a chief's aide currently, which means you ride around and aid the chief. I can't drive. Can't pick anything up.
Aid.
I can't do anything. He goes, you are the worst aide ever.
But you had trouble pushing those buttons right there.
I did, but I did it.
Locked him up, son.
Did it!
You wanted it. It's what it came down to. You wanted it.
He wanted it more than the average.
You dang right,
Willing
son.
to push through the
You
pain.
dang right, son. Welcome to Winner's Take, y'all. Who was our guest last week?
Well, last week was quite a while ago. We have lost.
Did we not do one last week? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did
Jeff
one.
Stanton?
Jeff Stanton.
Yes. That was a good one.
It was
a good one.
That was awesome.
But he's one of those that we were.
1 hour is not enough.
No,
man.
I know. We need a couple of weeks.
I need to write. What I really need to do is prepare. But it's not like I don't have a lot of information in my head, but I need to put it down to where there's some semblance
we
of
know
working through
all
a timeline.
about his career. He just has too many things
Yes.
going on. I mean, an adventure school.
Triumph.
He works for Triumph.
His
and
wife's
then
a doctor.
He's one of the baddest of the bad. His farm he raises deer. We never even got into that.
Yes, grass track
He
racing.
turned some old barn into a wedding
venue. It's
I want
booked
to
out
know
10 years.
Yeah, his riding school or his adventure riding business is booked all of 24.
It's dumb as crap.
Like, there's a lot to talk.
And
to
he's
Jeff
still
Stanton.
racing. Like he said he was.
He's
I had
third in
no
the
idea
outdoor
he was.
points.
Yeah.
No, he's
Yeah, I'm like, no.
But I didn't know he was doing vintage races. I mean, because you saw him in that Triumph video and he was killing it.
He looks at his fighting weight. He's ready to go. So
That's the coolest thing when the old guys, don't gain 500 pounds.
No,
They
RC
still
looks
look
good.
right. Yep.
So check it out if you haven't already seen it, but I know you guys have already seen it. It's up on YouTube. It's on Spotify. And you follow us on Instagram. I hope you follow
Winners
us.
take y'all.
Yeah, because I try to give you an idea of what we're doing, and you can follow along with our dumbasses at Day in the Dirt, which we just got back from. You guys just got out of ICU from Day in the Dirt.
Dude, I needed an IV bad.
You boys
Yes.
rode and rode. I got tired of talking.
So Nick pointed out I should have just raced one more class and I could have been in Ironman status. Nick did achieve the Ironman. And, when you look
of course he did. Only 30 guys or so did it.
Yeah.
30 dudes just decided to do
And
that.
that means
thousands.
2 30-minute motos, 2 70-minute motos, and a 90-minute moto. It's cool.
Yeah, baby,
Nothing's going to hurt.
And here's the cool thing. They kind of warm you up with a 30 in the morning. Just kind of
Hey,
stretch
man,
the legs
nothing
out.
to it. Nobody's
on that
worried.
last day, because you came in on Thursday, abused yourself that night, ran that vodka out of your body or whatever it is you drank on Friday. or
Let's
Saturday.
talk specifically about what we
They had
did.
25-minute practices.
So I drove down there on Wednesday and got there after, I haven't been there since 1994. That's 30
wow.
years.
So it's changed a bunch.
So I'm like, Dan, I cannot remember. I just remember the track being down in a hole. That's all I remember.
down in a hole.
So I'm like pulling up to some gate, and thankfully you connected me with the right people. And I was at the right gate because you start pulling a 38-foot camper, you're not going to just go down
Yeah, I was
the
about
road
to
and
say,
see
'cause-
where it goes.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that. So I went in the right spot. I got camped.
And John wanted to get down early, and he needed to get where we were going to
Yeah,
be.
because we had to drive across
It's
the
a
track.
sea of humanity. If you'd have gotten there on like Friday,
Oh, I'd have hated it.
Yeah.
We'd have been out at the front gate.
Yes, sir.
So I had to cross the track to get to where we camped. And I turned on everything. I got the camper plugged in, air conditioners on, lights on, and talking to Randy Richardson and Robbie, maybe an hour or
cooling
two.
that beast down, getting her all cooled down,
Yeah.
getting everything set up.
And then everything just turns off on the camper.
It ran for 3 hours. Everything was
3
great
hours,
for
no
3
problems.
hours.
And then all of a sudden it turns off. So the next morning when I go to get you at the airport, you and Nick, I have worked on that. I was late going to the airport because I kept going, I'll try this, I'll try that. And I thought I could just fix it. And that was not happening. So, I pick y'all up from the airport. That's Thursday, right?
That's right.
Thursday.
Yes.
So
Thursday around noonish.
Yeah.
Me and Nick got up at 4
Well,
a.m.
yeah, our flight landed at 9:45 in Orlando.
Yeah, so I
About
probably got
10:30.
you at 11:30 or something, maybe, right? So we drove over to Daytona and
An easy little 90-minute drive.
right. And
So you driven from Dade City to Orlando,
yep.
and now you're
From
going
Orlando up to Daytona.
Just easy. We're going to be
And
6 hours into this.
All we needed was about what, Nick? 15 minutes on Main
Yeah.
Street. That's what we went for,
And that's all I would have ever wanted.
to ride our
To be honest
motorcycles.
with you.
Yeah, that's all you need.
What did we do? 3 passes up and down Main Street?
Yeah.
Seriously, 15 minutes.
On your big adventure bike
Big
looking
old
things
700s, yeah.
with Evel Knievel suits.
Yes.
It looked
Which
good.
that was a big hit because of the demographic is pretty old at Bike Week. They're like, look, Evil Knievel, you know, and
Shit.
the part that burns me the most is everyone thought he
Yes.
was either Elvis or
That guy looks like Elvis
he's
right there.
either-
I heard that.
Nick
from everybody.
Blackman is either Elvis or he's Evil Knievel. And they would only ask him, are you Evil Knievel? Are you Elvis?
Not
I'm
the
like,
redheaded
what
leprechaun?
about the short dumpy dude? I mean, I'm wearing the same thing he is.
I'm standing right
I'm
here.
on the same motorcycle.
Thank you very much.
And I'm not even
you that
in
jump, brother.
consideration.
Nothing. No.
I'm like, God dang, won't y'all just cuss me out?
Daytona's the friendliest place. I mean, every person was like, "Oh my God, dude, you look like Elvis."
Yeah, Elvis
Gonna bang my old lady.
Yeah, they're super friendly.
Very friendly. Man,
Yes.
jump on that.
You can ride it right
Get it,
now.
dog.
Ride it.
I'll ride your bike. You
She's
ride
built
her.
for comfort.
She
There
got
was
some saddlebags.
A lot of comfort. I didn't see a whole lot of fight and weight type
Dude,
folks.
Daytona, you can have it. You can have Bike Week Main Street. Like I could see popping in for 30 minutes eating lunch like we did.
That was perfect,
That was
like we
cool.
did. Eat
Love it.
lunch, ride up and down a couple times.
You know, like
If you're staying there, ugh.
I like the concept. It seems fun, but it was everybody's got those loud ass stereos on their motorcycles, and you have
they're side by side. Like
20
oh,
of them
yeah?
at a red light
Yeah.
playing James
Different
Reed
shit.
and Garth.
Yes.
9
It's like,
dudes at the red light, and they're all playing different
Like
music.
sync that shit up, boys. Like
Why
what are we doing?
don't they turn it down at the red light? Why would you leave it blaring and when the dude beside you
You can't hear his. You
is
can't
blaring
hear yours.
something else? Yeah, it's just a
just-
big mess.
And then
of-
your bike is loud as shit. And I'm like, I'm old as hell. I know it. And I'm like,
I don't
but
think I
everybody
would've
there is
liked-
old as hell. So
Yeah.
what?
Hey, it was everything we could do not to wheelie down Main Street.
I was
though.
expecting
we
it.
wanted to.
But there's so much SO
but there was
down
cops
there.
just standing there waiting.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't.
I mean, you put one toe in the
Yeah.
you
getting
put
it.
one toe in the street, and they're
Hey!
like, "Sir, hey,
I got yelled at.
get out of the road!" And Kevin's like, "Jesus, man."
Hey, I'm
took
not
one
trying to be a
step.
dick. I wasn't real happy about being in the road with all the people at Bike Week. I do not want to be in the emergency room or jail with
all those people.
like
Any
the
of
people
them.
that couldn't last on Bike
Because
Week.
guess who takes off during Bike Week? It's like Black Friday for EMS. They're like,
Yeah.
I am not working Bike
Yeah,
Week.
we're out.
You're getting the new,
getting the starters,
brand new
right?
dude, or the dude. No, you're not getting starters. You're getting.
I mean,
you're getting the worst of the worst.
I mean, people who've just
Yeah.
It's like going to the emergency room anywhere on like 4th of July.
Yeah.
yeah,
Something
all your
like
good
that.
Get in
help
line.
is
We got
off.
9-fingered people over there. Like
I had
everybody
to
blow
take my
fingers
kid
off.
to the emergency room one time on 4th of July, and I swear we had like a 4th string doctor. It was like the doctor from The Simpsons.
He was at the body
You think the
shop
best
during
doctor
the day.
ain't on Lake Allatoona with his
Yeah,
family in
he's
his $1
hanging
million
out.
house? No, it's
No, he's probably on Lake
it's
Burton
a
or
PA,
like-
a physician's
one of the
assistant.
nice.
Right, I know. I just best I could come up with.
So we go and we do our 20 minutes of Daytona,
Which
and we
cost us 6 hours of driving. For you to get
6
all the-
hours of driving to
Literally,
get
a
15 to
triangle.
20 minutes on.
But it was fun.
It was fun.
It was cool.
It was fun.
And I'm trying to be more like Nick, where it's like, dude, we need to do this. We need to go act
Have
like
fun.
idiots for just a minute. We'll eat lunch there. So we drive
Had
back.
a good lunch.
Yeah, we had a
I
good
did have a
lunch. We drive back to Dade City. Which night did we think it was awesome to have RV karaoke? Was it the first night? Or did we? No, we didn't have air conditioning the first night. Because
Yeah, first night was just survive.
Yeah, just try to take freezing cold showers and
I did a cold plunge that next morning because we had no hot water, no lights.
no
to speak
lights.
of.
Everything was cell phone
And
flashlight.
we spent a good hour and a half trying to get these bunk beds that are motorized that require 12-volt battery power, which you did not have. So all the weird stuff in an RV doesn't work. All the things you want to work in an RV
Would not
with
function.
12-volt power don't work. So
Yeah.
low voltage stuff. So.
Yeah, so the next day, the guy comes, En Route RV Services. He comes, he's freaked out. He's never been to a motorcycle race, and we're, 30 feet? We ain't even 30 feet from the edge of the track, are we? I mean, the camper is, and he's
We were
laying
within
under.
the right of way.
Yeah,
Oh, he's under the camper.
he's laying under it, and
Them
these,
boys ain't gonna hit me.
these bikes are landing, because some of those were the hot classes, and dudes are over jumping that wall jump, and he can feel them hit,
thump.
and it would make him jerk, and then they'd be on the
I didn't
throttle.
even think about that.
He was like, is anything going to happen? I said, dude, I
You
know
weren't
it.
30 feet from the track,
I said, it
No,
feels
you were
scary.
15.
Yes, I know. It's close. I had roost all over the side
which
of
was
the camper.
cool, but not really cool.
Well, so he got it fixed. But the thing was like his nerves were shot. By the time it was time to settle up because he had to drive across the track.
Let me get out of here.
And the kid flagging's like, it's clear. Wait, whoa, stop. Oh, okay, go ahead. No, wait. And the dude's panicked because he thinks he's going to pull that F-350 out in front of some kid on a Super Mini or something. So, yeah. So Friday night was when we decide.
Let's go.
Well, I don't think we decided, Nick. Do you feel like it was
No,
us?
I don't know that was a mutual decision. That may all rest on Kevin's
Did you
shoulders.
not want to do it?
Of course, man. I ain't never going to turn down karaoke.
You got to do what?
RV karaoke may be the best thing ever happened to motocross.
It's pretty good stuff.
We'd be singing, and all of a sudden you see a cell phone flashlight out near the door.
Yeah.
There are people that walk
And then
by the
they
next
would
day.
wander in.
Yeah, I heard Mario from Red Bull could hear it from where he was. He was way away from us. He goes, I had to hear what that bullshit was, y'all. You got the loudest single speaker known to man.
That is
speaker
incredible.
so loud.
It's got bass and everything.
And my wife was like, why y'all do that? Like, what do you? I'm like, I am not trying to do it to get attention. I promise. If us
No,
three,
you're just trying to do
If we
karaoke.
wanted to do attention, we would do it outside.
Yeah, we'd be outside.
We are in this RV, sitting at the table, just letting it
We
rip.
had 2 or 3 dudes show up, and then Randy and Brooke showed up, and then Hubert rolls in. Like, it got pretty crowded in there for a minute.
And the next night was the night I had people, when are we doing this?
Yeah, they all wanted to. But me and Nick had
ain't
to
'cause-
deal with trying to get on a motorcycle after.
You made the right call for everybody, for myself included.
You know, I kind of played it slow that first when we were sitting there. We were doing karaoke. I wasn't drinking very much.
Nick
I was
about
just
fell
sitting with-
asleep, and then he hit down. He
and
geared
then,
down and said, "Here we go."
I got a gear.
He
and
was literally, and he was gone, and then something
He hit the
happened.
clutch about
I got
3
a gear and came on strong, and then
Finished really
The next
good.
morning, I was like, "Ooh,
times. How much of that did I drink?
I got to go ride."
Karaoke was a bit.
Well, I can tell you this: I took one sip of this tonight, and that right
So
there,
that's how much got gone.
That's one sip tonight.
that was the that was full when we started.
That was the
karaoke.
coup de grace of RV
Yes.
That was.
karaoke.
It goes until it finishes. So
But you
there's a-
know,
there's a
next
ra-
time it needs to be an organized event.
You're right. You're
Next
right.
time, we always go just a shade too far. We had one guy.
It's all right.
Hey man, and I'm brushing my teeth, and Kevin's like, "We're going till 4 a.m. Get your requests in now."
I'm glad
You know?
y'all were there because I'm an idiot. I'll be like, we'll do it till we're damn well ready
Oh,
to
Kevin
finish.
was piping off at the jaw. He's got all these things to say, and I'm brushing my teeth, and I'm like, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir." He's back there giving me an earful.
By
Can you
God.
turn it down a little? And Kevin said, "Could you fuck off a little? Just like
I
this
did.
bit."
I did say it.
We'll turn it down this
I didn't,
much if
but-
you'll fuck
Fuck
off
off
that
this
I
much.
much.
know, and we were kidding, but we
Well, we didn't say it to him.
no,
that
we
was
waited
just an
till he left so
internal
we could talk
That was
junk.
pretty funny.
Yeah,
RV camper karaoke.
Good people
joke.
there. I mean, there's some good man.
God,
Motocross is full of good people. We had, and like Hubert, he's great people. Randy and Brooke came over as great people. I mean,
Harvey and Robbie.
Yeah.
just some. When you start finding those little pockets of awesomeness, like those people that they're,
Yeah, I
they're
feel
now
like I
your
could talk to
people.
them forever,
Yes.
dude. I mean,
yeah, those
Robbie
dudes
is
are awesome. I love Robbie and Harvey.
extremely interesting. And then during the pit bike race, I mean, Harvey was from the future.
yeah, he had
His
on that
skin-
silver
I,
suit.
did I need to post that photo. He has a full zip. It looks like he's trying to cut weight to wrestle, but it's skin tight.
Silver.
And he had a disco ball.
His
helmet.
helmet was a disco ball,
You can count the change
which
in his
fell
pocket.
off during the race, and he started doing jumping
And
jacks.
then and it got put on, or he got helped by Fonzie from Fast House, who then got hit by a motorcycle. There's a lot of moving parts to that pit bike race.
Lots of crashes, but I just sat there and took pictures of the outfits. I'm like,
You did. Those are
these
good pictures.
people in these outfits are some of the funniest things I've ever seen. And there's a couple of videos that I did where Harvey appears to be humping the gas tank of a Yamaha
Fat cat.
Big
looking.
Wheel 200. It's
Yeah.
a BW 200, which is the weirdest motorcycle of
You would think it's
all
built
time.
for sand. It is not built for sand.
Yeah, I don't think it handles good at all.
Well,
But Harvey,
you know, everybody thinks Big W stands for Big Wheel, and it's really a Big Woman 200.
oh, it's for girls.
Yeah, that's a girl's
I never
motorcycle.
thought
Didn't
about
think about
that.
that, did you?
Yeah,
Big women.
So they had like a SW 100.
We make a big woman motorcycle.
Yamaha
Make a
makes
motorcycle.
BW.
For a bigger woman, you
But
call
Nick-
it a BW 200.
Nick said the funniest
That's
thing
what-
whenever Harvey, like, he couldn't get that suit off for a full day, and when
I
he
think
finally
this-
did, it looked like his water broke because when the thing just comes pouring out, and the smell.
The
and,
water, the dirty, cloudy water.
because he
just-
raced a
The
bunch
meat
of pit-
water.
meat water.
dude, if meat water comes out of your suit, it's gonna stink.
Ooh.
That's right.
There's no way around it. The funk, man.
Did I tell y'all? So me and Randy went to go voice over, if you will, the Supercross. So we go up there. The idea is y'all just talk over the broadcast. And we got booed off. Like, this guy goes, shut up. It's so funny. I'm like, yeah, Randy, shut up. He doesn't like what you're saying. We're both holding the mics. And he goes, you ain't got to tell me twice. Don't give me a reason to go drink. So we left. And
we're good to hang out tonight. And we don't have to work anymore.
But Randy was kind of butthurt about it. And I loved it because the next day, he goes, if anybody knows who told me to shut up last night, he goes, I know you might be a vegan, but I've got a T-bone steak waiting for you in the back of that field. He must have said that 50 times. He wanted to know who that was.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to hurt him.
He wants to straighten it out. Make it right.
Yeah.
I want to make it right. Well, the part that blows me away, if you've never been to a motocross race where Kevin is announcing, he gets up at 6 o'clock. He takes the most luxurious RV shower that's ever been taken. I'm talking 30 minutes of, and we only got a 40-gallon holding tank. We got a 200-gallon freshwater, but it's 40 on gray water. So I'm like, man, he hadn't turned the water off one time.
Never, just let it
He's still
run.
in there. But he gets up at 6, and he's up
So
there
I can take a 48-minute shower.
Yes.
Duh.
But you're on the mic by 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
You talk until 5:30 or 6. Then they want you to voice over the Supercross until 9:30 at night.
I'm glad that fell apart.
And then you're like, hey, man.
Let's karaoke,
this fell
bitches.
apart. Let's do karaoke.
We're getting an early start.
Your vocal cords have got to be made
It's
by
years
Gibson.
of seasoning. Doing 2 weeks in Texas, we used to do the two-step. That's 14 days of races. Mammoth's 10 days. Loretta's is 6 straight days.
But just all day talking on a microphone. And then when he gets off work, hey, man, let's do
what we did
karaoke.
now? Just sing.
What more could I do? Like Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam. Those are easy on the vocal
I'm
cords,
like, what
right?
is this guy's deal?
AC/DC.
I'd be locking myself up with tape over my mouth so I didn't have to talk for a couple hours.
Yeah, I didn't on the way home. I just kind of sat back.
Yeah,
and
you
let
did sit
boys.
there.
Although we did finish with 2 hours of singing. What in the, at 2 in the morning.
Nick was in charge of the music
We
all
went
the way
straight
home.
80s.
And I'll tell you that, so racing's hard and we were tired and all that stuff. Nick was probably way more tired than he let on. But I think driving until when did y'all?
1:40, I think, is when you pulled in thereabouts at your
Okay,
Nick's.
because I thought I was at my house around 2.
Yeah, that's
Sounds about
probably
right.
I think I hit the bed around 2. But so get up and race all day, then wash all the motorcycles, load all the motorcycles, get the camper ready, get the truck hooked up, then drive. It's like, who do we think we are?
Animals.
We are not 20 years
But
old.
I will say, watching you all get the first time y'all got out of the truck, like y'all were standing upright,
Freaking.
and then Nick started. He was with because his body said, "Not so
It
fast."
just
bitch."
locks up on
that
him.
dude. But that dude rode back-to-back motos. He rode
A 70?
nice little 30. Like I said, a warm-up 30.
30.
This is Sunday. This is the end of the deal. So I'll tell you, and you guys can speak to it more than I can. There's a 30-minute race, some whatever race, and then there's a 70-minute. Y'all did that together?
Yeah,
Team
75-minute,
race,
yeah,
back
team
and
race.
forth.
Moto a go-go.
Moto a go-go.
It
And
shows
then-
we got 4th in that, Nick.
I'm pretty impressed with that.
I don't, but it's because of Blair helping us swap that armband so fast. If that result
That's
is
awesome.
correct.
It's
Dude,
what it
that's killer.
shows in the thing, though, for real. We're the 4th one down.
And then the coup de grace.
It says overall finishing position, and you're
and
listed.
you didn't
for-
get an award for it.
well, we didn't go check.
God dog it. Then there's the final race. I'm talking about checker flags. 70-minute race is over. You just go right back
Straight
to the
to the
gate.
starting
And now you got a solo race.
I literally stopped, slammed a Red Bull, and changed
Here we go.
goggles and took off.
Here we go. It is a minimum 90-minute race. That's what they say, bare minimum. It has gone as long as 3. It's called, and what is that called? The coup de grace is the
death-
finish, the death blow.
Yeah.
And
Death blow.
it went at least 90 minutes. So whenever Kenny decides to end it, he
Yeah.
just hangs out till he goes, let's put these guys out of their misery. And
Well,
Nick did it. He did that bitch.
there
and
are
he's-
people who can charge for 90 minutes because I
and
saw
there-
them do it.
And there are people that, yeah, there are. You're absolutely
And there's
right.
some dudes who pull off on the side of the track and stay parked by our camper
for hours. You
for
saw
most
that.
of it.
Get
And
a
we were
hamburger.
giving them water. And
We did.
People that
there
drink
were
beer.
a lot of people who just pull over and stop and just sit there and
Did you
watch.
ever just chill out?
No.
This mother. is
Nick
a bad
kept
man.
going,
That's
dude.
a
He
bad
didn't
man.
play.
I stopped and John gave
Yeah,
me
we got
water.
gas.
Yeah, I got gas and a
Right.
water and took off.
That's impressive, dude. Like to ride back to back 70 and a 90. And then, so Nick started. I was watching.
But I don't go real fast.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
I told
dude,
him
it
whatever
doesn't
pace
even
he's
matter.
on right now, he'll finish with that pace, and he'll just hover.
That's the difference.
He'll hover
because
around 118, and then at the halfway point, he just starts climbing up the charts.
Some
I was
of those
watching.
dudes charge like crazy at the front, and
They
then
go
they go
wild.
backwards. Nick stays where he's at
And finishes
and
where he's
never
at.
falls off the pace. And then at the end, like you said, pass. He starts
Randy
climbing.
Richardson started dead last, finished 5 positions in front of him.
Yeah.
Of course, dead last. He passed 85 people.
Yeah.
Which is insane. Nick finished 83rd. Is that what you got? 85th,
Something like that, yeah.
The wildest part was being in staging and you look around and there's 300 people, 300 riders sitting there
dudes.
with you, and they're about to go with you.
Here we go. The biggest race was that 2-stroke race. That was remarkable. It was on Saturday. I think it was the second race of the day.
He was in
There was
that.
almost 400 people on that.
Yeah.
The guy, the lap times are 6 minutes. They let them go in waves, and by the time the last wave went off, the leader was coming through to just touch it, jump right in with that lead. That
Yeah,
last
with
group.
the
It was
last group.
amazing. And from that point forward, there was always 85 motorcycles in my peripheral.
In
that I
the
could see.
view.
It's
Marvin
nuts.
Muscan lapped me before I got
Made a
about a
lap.
third of the way.
That's not
through
even
my
getting
first
lap. What
lap.
kind of lapping is that? Like you haven't even made.
I
a
don't
lap.
know, but Marvin is going 40 miles an hour faster than anybody else. Like when he
He
came
passed
by,
me there, and then he passed me one time in the back, and I heard him coming. I got
It
really
was in
good.
French. Oui, 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 oui.
I really, he had a French motorcycle. It was just,
Yes.
wee, wee, wee.
Excusez-moi.
Wee, wee, wee.
Excusez-moi. Wah, 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 wah.
So I got really a lot of time to practice on my getting the hell out of the way skills this weekend
That's all you had to do. Like
because there was so
well,
much.
you better do it quick.
When you put a guy out there like me with Marvin Muscan and Carson Brown and you know
Tyler
what I mean?
Medaglia.
Tyler, these guys they're literally coming by you at work. I was like Ricky Bobby.
I think they're 40 miles an hour different. I'm not even. I didn't make that
No,
up.
I mean,
I'm just like, wow.
I was like Ricky Bobby before he caught on Imaginary Fire. Like, oh shit, was that on a motorcycle?
Yes.
Like, they're going into that back section. Like, out of y'all's view was so sandy and
no
like,
man's land, and
it was like beach sand.
yeah,
back
and
that
it was
one
almost
day.
like a
that's what should be there till they brought the
corridor.
clay in.
You know what I mean? Like it was. Oh, you couldn't go off the side of the track. Like
yeah, it had sides.
and they would come over bouncing off the sides just around you, just rah, 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 rah. And
Yeah.
You made such a great point. Like if you're not just a solid C rider, you're going to get people are going to just fly by you continuously, and you have to be like okay with people.
yeah. You get you hold.
Yeah,
your
you
line.
better hold your line.
Or
If
you're
you
gonna
start
get
hitting
messed
stuff
up.
and darting left or right, you're in
you're gonna
very
hurt people.
dangerous positions.
Yeah.
But Darren Durham came by me at some point, and it was the coolest thing to get to watch a top level pro find even farther off the edge of the track. I thought I was going all the way to the edge. He showed me there's even smoother out here if you're willing to go.
He's one of the most stylish. And I'm sure you're like, dude, that like I would have said that is badass because Patrick Evans is stylish as shit. Darren Durham is so stylish. But they just make everything look so.
I think it might have been Patrick Evans that I followed through the road part. When you came off of the asphalt part and went back into the track, it was a really, really sharp left-hander with a big berm right there, like a huge black sand.
And he went into that berm and just exploded it. It looked like a big black
wave.
sand landmine went off. And I was just riding. I was like, God, that looks so cool.
Dude, and that berm, some of those berms were flawless just to roll in there and just lay it in.
Dude.
And
You know the difference, like when you watch those guys ride and you get to see them, like I could only see them for 2 corners, right? Right, like they pass me, you see them for 2 corners, and hopefully it'd be a straightaway where I could just pin it
And watch 'em for a little
stay
bit
behind
longer.
them for a little bit longer.
Slow down, Marvin.
Yeah, ease up, bro. You're
can't
tearing the-
watch 'em.
You're tearing the track up.
It's
And so-
amazing.
but their lines, like they never come offline. Like they're going so fast that they're set up outside here and then cut back, to
Very
apex this
flowing.
corner.
Right where they want to be in the sand.
Very
Yeah,
flowing.
if you know how to ride sand, you're not.
well,
and
there
it's-
was. Oh, go ahead.
It's not like you wouldn't think it was flowing, but it damn sure is straight lines. They don't get
Yeah.
offline or.
That's like being in the water, though. You know, the slower a boat goes, it just does this. But when you get on plane and up on top,
Yeah,
it's
it'll
kinda
track.
like whatever.
Well, some of those back sections had no defined line. It was just ruts going left, right, straight, and it was
You had just think of those guys. And I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like if you're Marvin Muscan, there's like 8 people that can ride it somewhat that level, and then you got all those other lines doing that, like dorks like me.
and
Oh,
he's
God.
choosing
Right.
some line that's really not visible.
Yeah.
No, it's not. They just go right through it. He makes his line.
Goes through it.
He's going the shortest freaking point. Is what
Yes.
he's doing.
Hey, we got to, and touching on just the guys that were there, Tyler Medaglia, ridiculous.
T-Dags, dude.
Out of
Unbelievable.
Canada, crushed it, won the
Did he
90
not
minute.
win most
he won the
everything?
pretty much he won the coup de grace for sure. That was the big daddy one for me.
And he was charging for 90 minutes.
He goes, I'm used to doing GNCCs. I just did the one last week, so it's no big deal. And then you had Carson Brown rode a 250, a 450,
classes.
138 Yamaha, which we need to talk about in practice. It was one of the raddest things to watch them early in practice when that track is freaking butter. Jason Baker, Dream Tracks, came down. His crew crushed it with the track design. They totally redid Dade City and made that place
fully
like
landscaped.
Butter.
It was like
beautiful,
raked to perfection.
So those early practices where it was Carson Brown on a 138, so super mini with a punched out 138. His dad Dwayne Brown is there,
Custom frame
from
on that
BBR,
bike.
and then there's a metal fabricator there, Preston, who is does our trophy, just full blown badass trophy. He's welding on it all week.
He's an artist,
and you were there, so you saw it. But I say that because in that practice they were just carving together, and they were like so fast. Like Carson was so close to Marvin in speed, but anyway, his bike got punched. He got the pipe got destroyed, and they found a pipe that didn't truly fit it. So the fact that you had Dwayne Brown there and then that welder guy there, they chopped the ends
incredible
of that pipe,
fabricated
this works pipe looking thing, stuck it back on there, and he never missed a beat, which is badass.
Which, if that happens to us,
you're out of gas.
We're down. Like Rhett's pipe broke on his 125 at Mammoth. Well, I can't do anything with that, so we had to buy a new pipe.
Right.
And when you start talking about some custom BBR framed, and it had a custom frame.
Yes, and he even went and he had an aluminum tank. They went in at the
You're
very
not just
bottom.
buying a pipe for that.
It's the normal tank, and then they were like, this is going to be a longer moto, so you can see a weld down at the bottom. There's an extra, like an IMS lower portion
Added
of this
a little
tank.
beat.
Come on, dude.
So trick.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Just little shit like that. That's what Day in the Dirt brings out the boys. Like you had Jason Lawrence, Marvin Muscan, Zach Osborne, Joey Savacci, Jet Lawrence and them were a couple of years ago. Were there. They did some riding. Medaglia.
Josh Grant,
who freaking hauls the ass.
He can drop 5 seconds at will, right? I mean, he'd just be like, I think I'll step it up 5 seconds.
He's got a different kind of speed. Like it's moto and off-roady and west coasty in some of those spots, and he can get it done.
Yeah.
He's gnarly.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive to see a top pro at their game.
Tara Geiger, she was there. And I came off the track I went down past them. I'm like, that was fun. She goes, and this is my mentality. I'm like, that was fun. She goes, no, it wasn't. No, it was not. She was so pissed that she got second behind Hannah Hodges or something. That's how gnarly they are.
Yeah.
Same with Josh Grant. I'm like, you guys, what do you think? That's cool. He goes, no, I'm going to win or nothing.
Or it's not good enough.
Yeah. And she's super nice. Like she sat at the table and ate lunch with us up there that day. So amazingly nice person. But God, she hauls ass. She passed me 2 times at some point during the weekend. I don't remember when or where, but like she came by, she's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, she was motoring.
It's funny because you see them, they're so nice at lunch.
Yeah.
But they would destroy you to try to win.
She was behind me on the when we came out to the road. I heard her coming. We got to the road, and of course, it's the road.
She's willing to go 80 though, and you're probably like, I think I'll hold it.
Well,
to
she
68.
stayed behind me until the straightaway right before you get off the pavement. Like she couldn't. I mean, we can go about as fast as they can go on that. And
the stopping's the difference, though.
I just moved over and waved her by like this. I just
go
took my hand off
around.
and, come on, go.
She's coming anyway. Eventually, it doesn't matter. When
I just don't
you
want
let
to piss her off.
Right.
What was your max speed on that road? Did you guys ever look at it?
70 was the best I did.
Thanks,
And that's on
70s.
the 350. So that was another thing that surprised me. I've always ridden a 450, and I'm getting older, and I'm not as good to. I'm not in shape. So when you start talking about, hey, we're gonna ride this long moto, that 350 was appealing to me. But what got me is on the starts, I could go right to the front on my row.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, they're all on 450s. How am I getting near the front? I figured I would get waxed on the starts, but heck, I was telling Nick, I don't think these dudes twist it all the way to the stops on the takeoff. When we start,
I mean, you're in sand. Let it rip.
I just hold it all the way to the floor and then shift, and the 350 would go to the front. I
think they're all so
top 3 or
close.
4.
You know what I mean? Just hold it on. Even on the back, I one thing I did figure out, I swear I think my 200 was probably faster on top end than that 450.
Yeah, I
feel
mean,
like
it may
went
be. It
faster.
may be gearing. You may have
I think
one
it's
more
geared
gear.
better. Yeah, because
That might
I
be a
was
6-speed
surprised.
and the 450 is a 5-speed.
By the time you get 30 yards out of the dirt on that road section, you're in fifth
That's
gear.
pretty much it. And you're
And you
just holding
gotta,
it wide.
and it feels like you're riding an 80 with it pinned like
yeah.
and something else too on that back section. And I didn't notice this as much last time, but like when you hit 70, it feels like you're doing 140.
Oh, it's scary.
Oh, man.
The dirt bike wheels are not balanced. You can see when I was watching from the camper, nothing's round.
And you could like just the idea when you start putting on the brakes, it feels like when you're on that asphalt and I think you may be going a little faster past the trap speed thing.
Yeah.
Probably.
You know, I don't think you're at top speed.
Well, there's
there.
a pretty long ways to keep holding it on
Yeah.
before it starts getting into
And
that
it's like
turn.
when you start braking, it feels like that whole thing, the whole bike raises up off the ground about an inch.
Dude, my
It's scary.
anxiety goes up. I watched Patrick Evans, a lap with Patrick Evans. They had it up on Instagram. I was like, oh my Lord. Because he, like you're saying, he goes past guys on that road. They're doing 58. He's doing 81. Like,
Yeah, 80 was the best I saw.
Yeah.
And I
That's
did not want to get
ridiculous.
near that. 70 felt like I was willing to die.
Yeah. So, and that's-
70 was scary.
on that little
68
thing,
felt
yeah.
better.
And I've been faster than that on a dirt bike. I remember like being off road on that 6-speed Husaberg 400. And, you know, that thing was probably doing, but it was in a big open field and
Yeah.
it didn't feel as fast. On that
Well,
little
dirt
road,
would just feel better, right?
yeah,
I mean,
that little
Jesus.
road,
you have some kind of control.
and then
Asphalt.
having that turn coming up, I swear, as soon as you let off the gas and started to brake, it felt like the bike just
It
raced
definitely
up off the ground.
kind of stood up. On
can
Yeah,
see
it,
that.
it just felt light. You know,
I
they
passed
go-
a lot of people through there, and all I would do was round those turns out on the asphalt
Yeah,
and just really try to swing it wide.
because you didn't really have
swing
like
it wide.
you could hit that first turn, and the next one you could stay in fourth gear.
Yeah,
On that, you know what I mean?
yeah,
could
and
stay
I
in
would
fourth
go
gear
to
all the way
third,
through
and I'd
that.
be wrung out in third by the time I got off the pavement.
Correct.
And then downshift to second. But you know, I fully expected when we're coming down the asphalt and you're hanging the first left, no one ever cleaned me out to the inside right there, and it was a perfect spot to run it in deep on somebody.
I know, but I was.
But
watching.
we were going so fast.
I don't think anybody's like, I'm gonna get this guy.
Dudes
right
would
here.
cut under you, but I was like, I could hear them
I
coming.
didn't. I would. Now I would go.
It'd be different if it was dirt. You'd fight a little harder because
Yeah.
you could,
You went around a few people, like you could go around people right there, but I did pass people coming out of that turn before the dirt and before
Yeah.
the dirt.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
I did. You know how you get somebody, and like I said, I'm slow, but you get somebody that's just fast enough, and they know you're faster, and they won't get out of your damn way.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
They
we're,
fight you for it.
we're
Yeah.
out here for
and
30.
then you pass them, and they're like, then you pass them back
you
later
just
on. You're like,
gap
where was
them.
all that fight
Yeah.
now?
Well, I was like, dude, we're gonna be out here for 30 minutes.
Settle
Please get out of
down.
the way. And so I wound up passing the guy right there, but right before the dirt, coming off the asphalt back in the dirt, and I held it on a little bit long.
Then
and-
you had trouble stopping.
Oh, both hey, locked up both wheels sideways, slamming into that burn. I was like, oh, this is gonna be ugly. And luckily that big berm's there to stop you.
yes.
You know? So I just
Yeah, as
pushed
long
it
as you're
there.
kind of leaned, you can use it as brakes. But the track was incredibly rough. In the back section back there was stuff thigh deep,
Yeah, they were thigh deep sand whoops
like
back there.
big,
It
maybe
was-
hips deep. I mean, it was amazing to see the fast dudes. They don't care how rough it is, and I'm sure that's a bike setup thing. I'm having to choose lines that are
to
not
try to
gonna.
go. I was spending all my time back there trying to go around that shit.
Yeah, I was trying to miss that.
They're just getting on top
I'm
of
not
it.
strong enough. Number one. Number two, I'm a bike. It's not set up to go through rollers like that wide open, you know. And
They
but
don't
they
even
make it
slow
look.
down.
They make it look like it's nothing.
Yeah, like they got too much shit going on to be thinking about it. I'm thinking about every inch of it.
And they're talking about taking this thing up to the northeast. We
Yeah,
don't want to drop the name of the track, but like it's
it's okay.
supposedly
Eh,
going up.
They've got a lot of momentum, and we got our money's worth. It was a lot of.
It was fun. I
it
mean,
was a
it-
decent amount
like,
of money.
You know, I've been to races before, and you go and there's a bunch of hype, and it's not all that. That is a good time.
It
down
was
there.
fun. Yeah, lots of turnout, lots of time on the motorcycle. They still worked on the track, even though, so many riders and they're trying to get all this racing done.
I don't
They
think
still
s-
made time for maintenance.
People are going to understand that we had a moto with almost 400 people in one moto.
Yep. And they were able to work the
130
track.
If you've
30-minute
never
moto.
sat on the line with 400 riders, you can't even see where the track goes. There's just people everywhere, and no one really kind of knows what the guy's walking around with the PA.
Yeah,
If
he's
you
like,
don't know
Mark, set, go. And you're like, what? How? What?
That's how it felt to me. I didn't know what was
There
going
are
on.
more people in that one moto than show up to most local races.
Individual riders.
Double.
Those
It's double
400
a local race.
Yeah, those 400 individual riders would be 2.5 entries. So you're talking 1,000 riders probably is what that would turn into.
for sure.
God, they were
ridiculous.
I just remember sitting on the starting line, and I don't know. I rode that 95 CR in the two-stroke class. I didn't think about that it was going to be all modern two-strokes too, you know. But but
It
I'm
don't
just
matter.
sitting
There was a bunch of old
no,
ones,
it
too.
was, and I'm just sitting there looking around.
But they had another two-stroke race, and it goes, oh, wow, I could have done that two-stroke race. It was like the old two-stroke.
It was the
like
one that was proper.
vintage two-stroker.
yeah, the vintage. Yeah, that would have been a little better.
Well, and when you're signing up, it's
But-
pretty technical.
The
Can I
names of the
tell you,
classes are wild.
I got a
like,
Yeah.
I got a good start on that
yeah,
CR250.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Then he got jammed up with somebody.
Yeah, then
and-
somebody-
There's no
traded
difference
us out.
on
Yeah.
takeoff of that motor versus.
You know, funny, we talked about Frenchie. Greg Paymart was there on a brand new Cowie 450 and like a 98 KX250. He goes, come here, look at this. And he shows me his lap time side by side. They were within a second, each one, all the way through the
98
race.
models.
He's like, what am I doing? Sell the bike.
Yeah, why do
Ride
I have
the
to
old
have
bike.
this new expensive crap?
Right.
I can't even go any faster.
For that particular race, he's not lying.
I can
Yeah.
tell you this. I've only raced that 95 CR 2 times, once before this and then this one. The other race that we went to, the SEVMX, I really thought I might have been faster on the 95 CR 250 than I was on my 450.
What be?
At this track, there was no question I was faster on the 450.
yeah.
Because
Yeah, deep sand.
deep sand.
It rewarded that.
It was just
450.
easy just to hold the throttle on half throttle and through everything.
I'm still blown away at the sheer number of riders. I never saw the ambulance run.
No.
I saw one guy hurt his ankle.
Sure.
He got a ride, and that was during the switcheroo race where you're swapping armbands. Dudes are pulling in and hitting the
Is
brakes.
that where he
while-
got hit by a bike?
He got hit by a bike
Oh, he's pulling. He pulled out.
Yeah.
I think if I remember, he got clipped.
and got clipped. And
Yeah.
and I'm amazed that
You
doesn't
have to have
happen
your head
more.
on a swivel
yes, sir.
during those team races.
It seems like that would happen
It's like pulling
every
out
lap.
on I-285 and like, here we go, boys.
Yeah.
And here's the thing too, we didn't really we don't know what we're signing up for. We just signed up for the industry, and like I didn't know which one. The one on Sunday, the team race on Sunday, I think was full of a lot more fast people than the one on Saturday.
You're 100% correct.
And the switch, like the pit area where you switched armbands on Sunday, was a madhouse. Like it was intense.
chaotic.
Yeah. Like everybody was all on Saturday. It was pretty chill.
Well,
Yeah.
If you haven't done Day in the Dirt, what we're telling you is they did not pay us. You guys paid full pop to race.
Yeah.
And John said, he texted you in our group text, man, that's probably the most fun you've had in a long time at a race. It's just,
It was
I think it's a
incredible.
perfect storm of awesome people, bitchin' event, cool award, everything about it is top shelf.
Cool track.
Yeah.
Cool track, and then just, it doesn't mean
CNC
shit.
machined anodized aluminum trophies, like,
Yeah.
and then some of the special races, Preston, the artist custom welds the
Yep.
the
And he told us they were
trophy.
made from parts that were found on the track last year, like old shifters and the whole.
Yeah.
It's just custom as hell. And Kenny said he welded the balls on the coup de grace race. There's a little dude. He's like,
You don't want to
standing
get your balls welded.
And the balls, Kenny, the owner of Fast House, welded the balls onto the little man that's with his
Yeah.
hands up in the air. So
You
dope,
know.
dope event,
And
top to bottom.
yeah, you think about. I don't know that event would be nearly as cool if it was just the motocross track and had a 2-minute lap time,
Hell no.
because
No, and they know that. That's why they have
The
to go
woods,
in the
the
woods.
road,
The road has
everything.
got to be a thing. They
So
got to go
cool.
through a building. Like it's just they've got the ingredients.
Yeah, but that has 6-minute lap time makes it not like 90 minutes was a long time. Don't get me wrong, but it didn't seem nearly as long if I'd ridden 90 minutes on a
oh,
two.
just going around a 2-minute track, you
Yeah.
die.
Props to them for doing that. And our buddies at Verb, Wes and company did the Gypsy 500. Looked amazing on the opposite side of the country.
Yep.
That's the formula, man. It's like serious races you need that, but you also, I'll show you, if you point at everybody down at that race, how many of them were serious racers? Like they bang them out every month. There's not, that's a whole segment of people
That's
that are not
that's
being taken
our
care of.
segment, really.
Correct.
I mean,
they ride 4 race, maybe pick the fun races. Like Nick, you guys pick the cool ones, the fun ones. You're not out at all the
we're guys who
qualifiers.
used to be serious.
And there's you need to pay attention to those guys
Yeah.
because they move the
They
needle.
well, they also typically have more money. They're older.
Yep.
They
drive Corvettes.
Yeah, exactly. They
Second
got gray
marriage.
hair.
New Balance.
Yes, New Balance jean shorts.
3 Harleys. Welcome to the
Yes.
Harley Club. Yeah, the whole deal.
You know, it's like the Fast House has a shirt that said "We race sometimes."
That's it. That's
That's us,
That's
though,
why they
man.
created the event. Like Fonzie and Kenny. That's obviously why that race works.
But we're going to a race not this weekend but next weekend.
Yeah.
Are you
regular
gonna be
one.
around?
Little
you gonna
more
be
normal.
here? Are you going to that with us now that it's going to be?
SEVMX Winners
I mean,
Take Y'all
I
Challenge.
should go.
It's-
Since
yeah.
I'm not working at the fire station currently. Just
It's on Saturday.
but now we're looking at
You could ride.
potentially. Nope, not doing that. But we are
Do you
looking
hear
at going.
this guy? I'm like, take that sling off. He's like,
I
doctor
can't
says
do it."
30 minutes a day. I'm not going to exceed his
It's a
recommendations.
15-minute moto. You just take it out for 15
Exactly,
to 30 minutes.
Kevin. That's not
Stretch it
even.
out.
We need to get you some BP 157 peptides, and
100%.
stem cells. Get that shit healed.
Stem
up quick.
cells it would be a nice injection if we could.
Find some
some.
stem cell guy who drives around a van. We're thinking about going to Nashville. There's some Red Bull activities we're going to probably be. I will be a part of, and you guys are.
You're
obviously
definitely a
welcome.
part of. Kevin's a little bit
We're
of
going.
a.
When is that?
April
August.
19th and 20th.
No.
There's 2.
Oh, I
April
thought it was
April
August.
19th is a Friday, and then April 20th is a Saturday. Saturday is the Nashville Supercross. So we're supposed to go up, me and my little crew, to run a mini moto, and we're like already there. So obviously we got to do the Supercross, and obviously we have to do Nashville.
If they're acting funny about it, we'll just help you do the mini moto.
Yeah.
I mean, my crew definitely want. I told Casey about it. He's like, oh, duh, I want to go to this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think you guys should go and bring your wives.
Nashville's probably the most crowded town in America these days.
It's and then you got TKO. It's coming back, and if you don't know what that is, it's
Yeah,
if you're-
talk about that.
you're
I
on the-
didn't know.
If you're from the East Coast, Southeast, and you're into like the hard enduros and all that stuff, like Cody Webb and what they do, basically they're going to do a prologue, which ties into it ties into the actual TKO, which is Tennessee Knockout.
Yeah.
and it's a race where it's I don't know really how to explain it. It's a gnarly ass
custom
race.
It's a
Made
hardcore enduro.
for some XR 250s.
I don't even think
Of
they allow
course.
dorks like us at that one.
I hope
it's
not.
At the
They do
World
have an
Trials-
amateur one.
It is. It's at the World Trial Center,
The
right
World
down the road.
Trials Training Center.
Yes.
Yep.
Right down the road. But they do a prologue, which is a prequel to it on Thursday, and they shut down Broad Street and do a Red Bull straight rhythm. With those, they start out of a second story out of a bar, shoot out of the bar window, roar up. They do these crazy dumb obstacles. The street is shut down. There's 20,000 people there. Do a 180, come back, roar, and then it's over.
Which is super typical of Red Bull.
Just bitching events.
The
and
coolest, weirdest.
yeah, that's August
Shock
20
value.
August 22nd. They're doing it. They did it 2 years ago.
Well, I can tell you, I didn't want to see a motorcycle when I got home.
No.
I had people calling wanting to ride on Tuesday, and I'm like, I won't be riding. I'm taking them. I mean, this is
You
when
should do it.
when you talk to somebody like we got Zach Osborne here in a minute. After a pro national in the heat, he had to have felt like that
And then they
on
gotta get
Sunday
right back
and
on it
Monday, and then he's
Tuesday.
like, "Hey, we need to be on the bicycle Monday." You know, it's like, man, that's no wonder I'm not ever a pro.
We're riding this weekend.
They're gnarly,
See,
dude.
Sky.
We're riding
Well, like
this weekend.
after my injury, I was like, I want to get divorced. I don't want to talk to my kids ever
wanna
again.
live in a
And my kids had
cave.
nothing to do with it, but I was like, the hell with them kids.
Listen to these stupid kids.
I hate everybody.
Everybody's like, sell it all.
F the kids,
I'm
son.
getting a divorce. Everything.
Yeah,
I'm going to re-burn that house down.
I get
I'll
this
burn another
house
house down.
I get my truck repoed, my house.
Take
burned
that
down.
house. Take it all. Take this bike and
Yeah.
shove it. I don't give a damn.
Exactly.
I ain't riding here
No
no more.
Broke 3 ribs. Separated my collarbone.
We're riding this weekend, though. We got to.
We got to.
It's a moral imperative. We
See,
have,
and that's a lot of times people don't really know about a moral imperative. That's when you've ridden way too much and you're exhausted. You go riding again.
you got to get right back on
That's
that
a moral
horse.
imperative.
So this
Get
is a
right back
moral
on that horse.
imperative.
Yes.
That is a moral imperative, dude. It's only a 15-minute moto. You take your brace off for 30 a day. That's 2 motos.
We got to buy Kevin a Honda Pilot, one of them old ones, and then so
Hell
he go
yes.
riding with
the
us.
Odyssey,
Yeah.
like a Honda Odyssey. Yeah,
One of those-
What an idiot.
Kevin would be in the cage. That'd be all right.
That'd be the safest place
Yeah.
I could be.
Be a good place.
Shark cage. But we got to ride this weekend because we're going to that race next weekend.
Nick really wants to put some time in
Where's
on
it
the
at?
XRs.
Fannin County? Is that what we're doing?
Fannin County
Fannin
Motocross,
County MX.
SEVMX.
S
Winners take y'all
Southeastern Vintage Motocross.
Yep.
And dude, people think vintage, like I used to too, like because it was
74
dude, it was
Honda.
old ass, like and they are old, but now they're not. They're the bikes of our age.
A
So.
BSA. I can remember at your track,
We had Arma stuff.
you had a
Jeff Smith was
SEVMX
there?
race. Maybe it might have been an Armor
No,
race,
it's all
but there was
Arma.
a 4-stroke BSA, And I'm like, God, who the hell would ride
George
vintage
Michael.
motocross?
George Michael.
Probably Beano.
He had a no. He had the what you call it? Damn,
Greaves.
It was a Norton,
Okay, Norton.
Yeah.
Well, that may have been what it was. I don't
and
know.
it sounded like a VW.
Sounded insane. I'm like, who would ride this?
He used to race those on Saturday night. We'd have one vintage class.
Yeah.
And at our night races, and Beano Roadie would come just murder dudes. Only because
I
he would-
remember he was going fast.
and his beard, and
he
because
was a good
he would
rider.
get on that start straight away and make up 40 seconds.
Yes.
Because he's like, and then you just,
Yeah, and then he would cruise, and then
he only gassed it twice.
Right.
He would just gas it, and it was enough to go all
There's enough
the way around and
momentum
gas
to
it
kick it
again.
around.
You remember riding a roller coaster just up to the top and just haul ass.
George Michael wore a BSA jacket in
It was Beano Roadie's.
Faith.
Which y'all made me listen to.
What?
That on the way home.
Father figure, bro.
I'm sitting here like, listen to this. Listen to these
Listen,
choices.
you got to talk about the difficulty that I did a 2.5 hour playlist off the top of my head. That
He
was not a
didn't
play-
start. He didn't start searching for
No,
suggestions.
dude, it was one after the other.
one
He
right
only-
after the other.
Yeah, and that
That was
means 3/4
real
through a
time.
song that you
He's
love.
already thinking, you're loving
You got to
it.
find another one.
It really
That's a lot
took
of
away
pressure.
from
Yeah.
me enjoying the, getting.
I know you're like,
because
oh man, father
I
figure.
had
Oh,
no
I,
pressure. I couldn't have any.
I said
dead-
you got to have.
Faith,
Hey,
faith,
what was it
faith.
you were saying?
No
Hey,
dead air.
he's wearing his father figure. What was it you were?
my brother. I
Tell me
call
that.
Kyle his beard. He has the George Michael, and I call it the
Real
father
short-
figure because it's what George Michael had.
The goatee with the-
super
trimmed up
Yeah.
beard.
his father figure.
Kyle looks a lot like George Michael.
Oh, Kyle is. He's a beautiful man.
He is.
And you know, he's just
He's got to get in our crew. He's the last
I get him
piece to
mixed
our
up
puzzle.
a lot.
the piece de resistance.
Yeah, I get him mixed up a lot with George Michael.
Yeah,
a lot of times
people
I'll
do.
be when he's singing
George,
karaoke.
oh, dang
Yeah,
it, it's
that's the
Kyle.
beard. He's just
little
beautiful like
brother.
George Michael.
It's the father figure,
Yeah,
man.
It is.
Yeah, but y'all
BSA jacket.
made me listen to these songs I've never heard, and I'm just
You're
like,
cultured now.
I'm like, what
listen to
is
Culture
this
Club.
Culture Club.
nonsense? And I drove, and then we stopped for fuel, and it became. We went from 80 degrees or 85,
That's a damn truth.
and all of a sudden it's 48, and I couldn't even pump the fuel. I was shaking so bad.
I think a lot of it was just your
48
pain.
blowing 50.
Yeah, a lot of it was a weak
And it was
system.
80 degrees too, so
Yeah.
like where we were. So
And then I get out and I go in the store and I come out the wrong door and the lady's I'm looking around and the lady's like, "Are you okay?" I said, "Well,
Them dang
my
dudes."
idiot friends moved the truck." And so
this idiot was so deprived of oxygen and
Nobody
in pain or
moved
whatever from
anything.
riding.
nobody moved anything. I went out the wrong door, dude, and I'm convinced.
idiot.
I'm
Oh,
like,
there
it's
they
too
are.
freaking cold for you
Don't be
clowns.
joking around.
It
man.
would. Hey, listen. It was way too much effort to have to move the truck
No,
or
I'm not
anything.
getting in that
I
front
wasn't
seat.
getting in and out of any seats. I didn't have to.
Watching
I was
Nick
cold.
lose 6 inches when he walked around, he looked like Smithers. Ugh.
Smithers.
He was so.
I got out and
hunched
took
over.
about 2 steps, and my back went.
It locks up, dude.
Not so fast,
You
mother.
can feel the bolts.
Not so
tighten.
fast, mother. He's like, you ain't doing. Yo,
Yeah, I took like 2 steps, and my back went.
back.
Hey, bitch, you realize that last moto was 90 minutes, right?
He's like, yep.
I
You
was
just
like,
rode 2 hours.
oh.
You.
Scrunch.
Dude,
Just-
and if we wouldn't have had Blair Harrell there helping us load up,
Oh, my God.
he's like, "What do you want to put in next?" And I'm just tired. I'm like, I don't want to put anything in
Whatever,
next.
just whatever you want.
But he kept it going,
he
and
was
that's
so
part
much
of the
help
reason.
during the race, even just get off the bike and give it to him and let him pull it back and park it. And,
Right.
you know
And
what I mean?
hand you water.
And hand me water.
Yeah. Super, on Saturday, me and Nick are swapping. We got 89th place in that
Hell yeah.
one race where on Saturday the switcheroo.
Yeah.
Yep. I said no pressure when John took off. I said, Nick, John is in the mix, and you didn't hear me, but I'm like, there's a lot of pressure riding on you.
There's a lot of
I know John would
He was
do
top
really well,
five.
then I would screw us up. Then John
The
would
crowd would go
nuts,
crazy and
screw
like,
us
oh,
up.
boo.
The crowd would
Yes.
go nuts.
All the winners take you all crowd. Of
Hey,
folks.
there was actual people
Yay.
cheering for us.
Go
Right.
get them, Tom.
Then John would come by.
Yay!
Nick, boo.
And Nick said something so funny, like where we were, there was literally, it reminded me of the Daytona jump that Stewie was jumping over.
The
And
wall
There's
jump,
these
man.
rollers that get progressively bigger and bigger, and then it drops into a hole, whop, and
And
you
then
just-
the wall.
You bounce out of this ginormous hole that Jason Baker built in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We were walking over there. I'm like, what the frick is he building there? He
Yeah,
just
why does
started-
he have a track
started
hoe just
scooping,
cutting up the
dude.
grass,
And
man?
it took him no time. But anyway, Nick, you can explain jumping that jump, like going up in the air and then
Oh, yeah.
with a guy beside you.
Correct. And I don't know I don't remember who it was. I don't know if it was one of the really fast guys. Muscan, Carson Brown, somebody. And we hit the wall at the same time, right? And it was so steep that even if you only went 6 feet, it felt like you were in the air forever because it shot you
it
straight
lofted
up,
you.
and then you
Yes.
came down.
It was one of those straight ups and hang there,
Yeah.
and then straight back down, right?
Yes. And so I go straight up, and then he goes the same height as me. He just keeps traveling further a distance. So it's like I was in an airplane and he was just flying away. Like I was, or he
You're
just,
standing there at the airport watching him leave.
I was like, holy shit, he's still going in the air.
Dude, that takes so
Forever.
much energy because the same way you went straight up and straight back down to land, he did the same thing. He just might have covered 50 feet of length.
I couldn't imagine.
But when you land, it was such a thud and a stop.
Yes.
You know, God, that
I couldn't
thing.
imagine doing, I mean, we literally went up side by side, bro, and he was like just still traveling distance. And I
Yeah.
was kind of up in the air like, God, you're up, because you are up high. You're
Yeah.
like, it feels
Oh,
like
it shoots you vertical.
you feel like you're up there forever.
I
He
hated
just went
that
another
thing.
40 feet.
I tried to soak it up. I tried everything. I tried jumping a little farther, jumping a little shorter, not
know,
jumping at all. I tried everything.
I'm sure for those guys that were hitting it so fast and going so far, which turned into they were all going the same distance because it was right by our camper, and where they were landing turned into a giant hole.
Which
with
they
a
could downside, right?
Yeah, and with a square edge exit.
Oh,
out of
the
hole.
square edge, the angled square edge. This hardcore looked like a curb. It looked
Yes.
like something you'd park against.
And so
And dudes would hit it wide open and just back in, step out, front end, step the other way.
But for me, going over that thing, or if you were going slow, I think it was faster to really not even jump it.
Yeah.
Run,
Just ride
let
over
it
it
slow you
and
down
then
the
gas
front, and then throw the bike down the other side of it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you just went up there and then slammed down.
I tried not jumping it but every time I was like, I'm going to go a little harder and I would still come off the ground. It was so vertical, you couldn't help but get a little bit of air off of it.
I was, John and Blair were at the back of the camper, and I was coming by. And this is during the coup de grace, this 90-minute race. And I don't know how long we've been in. It's probably 30, 40 minutes in, and they're standing out there. And I was going to come by and be funny and take my hands off the handlebar.
He was going to wave.
and wave at them. Well, I did take my hands off the handlebar and wave at them.
Almost didn't get him back.
But he
on.
did the gayest wave, dude. He was like, "Hey guys,
like Forrest Gump.
hello."
As soon as I did, I hit that square edge exit.
Dude,
of
them
that
handlebars started flopping left and right. And you saw that wave, and all of a sudden he's like, whoo, and he grabs a hold of that handlebar.
Any other man.
The
Oh,
bike's
everybody
not
would have
having it.
washed. I told Blair, I said, dude, if he wasn't so strong, every other person would have just ate it.
It scared the shit out of me.
Oh, you could see
hated
it scared him.
Oh, that
It got
bike,
serious.
them handlebars and the bike just started swapping. I was like, oh, that was a bad
He
idea.
was going to wave to him. Now think about a 90-minute moto, and Nick's like, hey, guys.
Hi. Hey, John, here's a good time before we bring Zach Osborne. Hit those great sponsors, all the good
Man,
folks.
are
that hit
you
us up.
serious?
Love 'em.
It's been an epic season for sponsors.
Big time money, a lot of
Yeah.
cash flowing in.
Fast House,
Boom.
which threw the gnarliest best of everything. They
Yeah.
took the
They gave
high
us the
road,
coolest pink T-shirt.
pink T-shirt.
Sick.
But not only that, their setup was incredible at Day in the Dirt, and it was a fun place to be. Music playing, cool lights, incredible gear everywhere.
I
So,
didn't get an event shirt though. I missed that. Yeah, the
well, I
blue
can
one.
I
thought
can
was
give
a-
you the pink one if
They
you need
sold
a pink
out
one.
immediately. And I was talking to Amber. She was so bummed out that they sold out.
That, I mean,
Several hundred of them were gone.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Faster Minis, which is
Bentley?
any of your pit bike stuff you need, clutch parts, anything that
silver spacesuit.
if you need a silver spacesuit, Faster Minis.
probably.
Pork skins.
Yep.
So often overlooked in the moto world, but rhino
They
skins.
powered
another
the entire
one.
event. You guys were living on pork skins.
Yes, we were lever skins. A lot of times, you crash your bike and you're thinking, "Oh, my lever's going to hit the ground." Nope. Got protection there. Lever skins, helmet skins, Skintimate lotions, Skintastic, which is an excellent bug repellent. You don't think about things like that, but I do. At the moto track, the last thing you want to do about to nail some RV karaoke is just have bugs attack you.
What else?
Cute. That's it. That's all.
Foreskin?
We said it. We didn't say shirts versus skins.
Blouses
Foreskins,
versus
lamb
skin.
skins.
Yes, I
You
forgot
know, what we
about
need
that.
to talk to about a sponsorship too is Liquid Skin. You ever use Liquid Skin?
Is that like
Randy
super
needed
glue?
liquid
I was
skin.
telling Randy he needed Liquid Skin to
Yeah.
put on. He had a $50 size
Before
blister.
he was up there with that blister before the coup de grace.
Yeah.
Could you imagine having that blister and being like,
No.
let's go ride 90
My day
minutes?
would have been over, Cap. That was it.
Yes.
I
I'm
mean,
going to ICU. I'm out for a month.
How do you hold on to on that gnarly
to
of
a
a
very
track?
nicely handling 77.
77 Husky 125.
You don't want that.
I was like, you need some liquid skim. Give
Is
it a
that thing
shot
a
on
125?
that
I think it's a 125.
thing. I don't know. The
I would think
clutch
it's
pull
250.
is like you need two people to pull the clutch in there.
Use vice grips.
That's
on
why
a
his girlfriend's
C-clamp.
always riding with him. Pull!
Pull
the
that
clutch!
thing. I
Pull
was
that
like,
clutch.
damn.
He's got a big left arm.
Yeah, he's really strong on the left side.
I mean, it was tough.
Randy did infiltrate our karaoke session with some blue jean shorts. It looked like what was that basketball player, like Larry Bird?
Those
type
Converse.
green and white Converse. I don't know if they were Converse, but some kind of old school high tops. A green shirt.
They might have been Nikes, but
They were Nikes.
Yeah, I didn't. I
school
just knew they were old looking. And he comes in there. He doesn't know any of the lyrics, but he's like,
skeet, skeet.
"Brr, skeet, brr, brr, skeet,
No
skeet."
words.
And
Like, we have
just-
the words. You can use this.
He just takes over on a song, and that's all he's got. Is
Boats and hoes like Nick at our other karaoke. That works.
yeah, but that was in the background. It took a minute for people to hear that, and then all of a sudden, that's all you could hear. It was great. So, Randy is a presence, right? So during that pit bike race, Harvey, who's from the future, wearing the silver suit and the disco ball helmet with the silver goggles. Randy is wearing or carrying a ratio right absolutely full of either beer or liquor. I don't know which.
Gotta be vodka or something.
Harvey jumps the finish line jump, and Randy tosses a full ratio right, which is 20 ounces or more, straight into Harvey's face and throws the cup and all at him, dude. And I mean,
Good call.
open face helmet,
Thanks,
no mouth
buddy.
protection. Here comes a ratio right and 20 ounces of liquor.
Funny thing, Randy also had a bullhorn. And if you ever watch any of Travis Pastrana's stuff, who he showed up for a little while too, they have a guy they call Come Over Steve.
Come over, Steve.
And so Come Over Steve was standing there, and Randy had that bullhorn, and like literally puts it up to this Come Over Steve's ear and goes, "Hey, is this too loud?"
Right in his ear. I'm talking,
Perfect.
and the dude didn't even flinch.
He's deaf
He
as hell.
slowly turned and looked
I
at
saw.
Randy.
We've been seeing all kind of videos come out from Day in the Dirt down south, and today they had a video of Come Over Steve walking. Did anybody see that?
I did not see that.
You ever seen somebody get so drunk that their bottom half is outrunning their top half, and they're walking, and
Yeah,
their like, legs are
and the
going-
rest is trying to keep up.
Yes, they were like, yeah.
You're crazy. I saw that in France.
I'm just walking perfect. Everything's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was walking, and finally his legs outrun the rest of his body. He just fell backwards.
God, dude.
It's usually the other way around.
Yeah, but
But he
Depends.
He started early though. When
He's,
we were
probably,
at
he's going to need depends.
that- he
after
was,
that.
I think he was pretty well lit already at the
he was hammered.
at the
Come over, Steve. Not even playing around.
All right. You guys want to try to call Zach Osborne?
yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Think he'd be upset because I took him out.
We'll see.
Well, so he had to go down.
I'm
You,
so
you were
glad-
coming through. You were coming, Nick.
I'm so glad that wasn't me that did that because we'd already had a little pre-race issues
Of course.
we were talking
Wouldn't
about.
have it any other way, you piece of junk.
Oh, my
So-
gosh.
Oh,
Kevin Orton to pay that bill. So let's say you
No.
pay your bills.
You know,
I've got to get a cord out of this thing.
Zach
We
was
don't
doing
say
the-
it. Let's say it 10 or 12 weeks before you do it.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Let's bring it up a lot.
It's disappointing.
Well, it wouldn't be winners take y'all if it wasn't ghetto.
It works. Like I play the music through it, and then it goes, "Yeah, screw you. You're
Yeah,
done."
you're not going to connect a phone call.
It's outer space. You know, it's probably because they launched a rocket today.
Did they really?
yeah.
Real cool,
SpaceX.
dude.
It's all them chemtrails
Elon Musk's fault, man. He
and his
just intercepted Kevin's phone, just blocking the signals.
with a chemtrail.
Yeah,
We didn't get on.
sunspots. You know, sunspots cause a lot of shit too that we're not aware of.
I don't know.
We didn't land
I don't
on
know
the
what they
moon
call.
either, bitch.
Yeah, I used to have this Brazilian guy.
was waving on the moon?
The Brazilian guy that worked for me. He's like, no, not real. It's not real.
It's not real.
It's not. No.
It's not real.
It's no. He would argue, and I would be like, "Yes, it is. It's real, man. It's real." He's like, "No."
There's the same people that Earth like. If you think the Earth was flat, you didn't ride that back section of Day in the Dirt.
Yes, exactly. That thing was gnarly. A lot of that reminded me of Diamond Don's vintage race in East Texas, Jefferson, Texas.
Yeah, it was last year of that thing.
Black dirt. Yeah, it's over with now. But man, black dirt right on the side of the river, through the woods, shady, all that. I was just every lap. I was like, and then there was a right-hander every time. I was like, Skyview. It's funny how you can have these triggers, of your old tracks.
Skyview being the track we all grew up kind of messing around.
It was near us. It was a big sand track with berms, red sand.
Anything to get to ride right
like
now.
Mars. Yeah, for real. All right, let's try Zach again.
Wouldn't you love
Don't announce it, man. It's going to fail, and
No,
we're
it's
going to
not.
look like idiots. You're going to make us look stupid.
God.
Watch this.
I'm so nervous. It's not working. I've never been more embarrassed in my life, Kevin.
God!
We're going to have to call him on my phone, but it's not Bluetooth to the thing. I say that every week,
You can do that too. We can Bluetooth it to it.
Not with
Make that thing
Kevin.
discoverable.
Kevin's a control freak.
I'll hook that thing to my phone. I'm not afraid.
Here we go. We're connected. Let me play some music just to make sure.
Play some outlaw funk, Kel.
There you go.
All right, now we're ready.
Yeah, that's what you say every time.
Outlaw.
It's happening.
He lies. Kevin can just feel it.
Oh, look
makes me
there. It's
angry.
working. We are experiencing technical difficulties.
Yes, I can tell.
Big time. Zach, how are the ribs, man?
Sore.
That's the worst.
Was it 5 ribs like they
But
said?
we're 6.
Oh,
Whoa, they normally lie in the other direction. Dang, dude. 6 ribs, all
Yeah.
all on the same side?
All on the same side, and it's the bottom 6, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, or 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's nothing holding them at the bottom, and
It's floating
they move a
around.
lot. Yeah.
Like if you sneeze, we're doing internal damage.
Brother, I've fought back 5 sneezes with everything inside me. I've had to cough a few times, but they're hardening up a little bit, I think, because they're not like popping as much. But first couple days were pretty tough.
what section of the track did you crash on?
So I didn't actually crash. Josh Grant crashed in front of me, and his bike, his rear tire came up and like smoked me in the chest.
Oh
basically.
my god!
Yeah, you posted a video of that and he says, ouch. Right? Is that the video I'm thinking
Yeah.
of?
Yeah, that's the video, and like it just kind of blew me off the back of my bike. I didn't even. I mean, I guess I kind of fell over, but yeah, it was not great.
So you took a back tire to the ribs?
Yes, sir.
So gnarly.
You didn't even get to enjoy the weekend, man. We were so bummed out. I was looking forward to that matchup. You and JG. I thought you two were going to be the guys.
Yeah, it was like I said early in the team race there, and he was in front of me. I think I started like 5th, worked up to 2nd, and I was on the left side of him going right then left onto the pavement, and they had just windrowed that outside before our moto, and he kind of met the berm at a weird spot and buried the front, and then his bike just kind of flipped up and cleaned me out.
Man, not fun. That's such a good event, and such a, that's early in the event for you to have to call it, man. I hate that.
Yeah, no, it sucked. I had a great time in the first 2-stroke race that morning on my 125. Really had a blast, and then it's no one's fault. Like it happens, right?
Hey, talk about like my buddy Nick raced the 2-stroke class you're talking about. Tell me about passing like 300 guys times, I don't know, 10 times. Like
with
you
a
pass,
40-mile-an-hour
Right.
differential between you and all the people on
any
the
near
track.
close calls. Like, yeah, how does that work for a dude hauling that ass?
I didn't have any close calls in the 2-stroke race. I came together actually with one of the guys I was racing, and we kind of tipped over. But I think that most of the time the big speed differential isn't as much of a problem because I can make a decision and nearly be by them before they even realize,
Yeah.
It's more for me when it's like a medium speed guy because they hear you and then they try to move, and that's when
They
it
start
goes sideways.
flinching, right?
Yeah, the super dorks are like,
Yeah.
you're like light speed past me. I'm like, whoa, what was that? I didn't even see you.
I take a lot of pride in the fact that I really worked on my staying out of y'all's way skills.
That
That
is
was
a
his
skill.
skill.
That is
Yeah.
a
That
skill.
was like that was my big takeaway from the weekend. I was like, yeah, I got really good at staying the hell out of those fast guys' ways.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was concerned because, okay, so you just told us exactly what happened, but it's so funny. It's like that rumor game. You always hear a million different things. Like the first thing I heard was, yeah, Zach Osborne broke his ribs going to the rollers before the wall. Some lapper took him out.
He landed on an RV. Is wild.
Yeah, he rode across the top of it.
They fed him though because they were eating lunch. It was pretty cool.
That's that's how it happens, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
So it didn't
Didn't
happen.
get
He broke his ribs having sandwiches with a lapper.
Zach,
Yeah.
what in the world would make you like? What is it about this event that you decided to come on?
I raced it in 2022 and had a blast. Have raced the one at Glen Helen 2 times, maybe 2 or 3 times. I don't know. And it's just a fun weekend, you know. We brought the motorhome out, had all the bikes, and yeah, just there for a good time. You know, it just went sideways a little bit, which, like I said, it happens, man. But overall, it's a fun event. I love the team race stuff, and yeah, just wanted to hang out. The track was super sick. I had a blast on Friday riding, and the little bit that I got to ride on Saturday morning, and man, I was like, I went there for the coup de grace early, or the Ironman, but I'm bummed I didn't make it to the coup de grace.
Talk about that track. Like I don't get to ride as much as I would like to ride, but like that track when it's buttered up, like early in the morning, it's remarkable. It looks like everybody wants to ride that thing.
Yeah, it was awesome. In 22 when I was there, they didn't have that new longer extended wood section, and it was really fun this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved all that. The wood section being as long as it was, that was one of the cooler things. I had never raced this event, so for me, I was kind of going to the starting line with zero expectations. And I'm older now, you know, I'm about to turn 50. So when you're going to the starting line, are you able to just go to the starting line for fun, or do you still have the inner, you know, Zach Osborne that wants to win every time, or how do you ride these days?
I've tried that whole like fun thing, but
I
what's fun for
told
me
you.
is hammering. Like I
That's
want to
fun.
hammer. I don't go to tracks. I go to Croom and ride in the pit, and
Yeah.
that's what's fun for me. You know, like getting to a place in my mind where my body hurts and I'm out of breath, but I need to keep going. That's where I thrive. So, I was there for a fun weekend, but that means I need to go out there and win some races.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I can appreciate that. I mean, I say it the way I said it. I mean, when it was time to go, I still went, you know, fast. I didn't go over my limit. I just wonder, are you getting right on your limit every time? That's where it's fun, right? I mean, when you're on that limit.
Yeah, I wouldn't say on my limit, but just kind of finding a zone where I'm comfortable and finding a flow and just being kind of I guess you'd say like freed up on my bike, you know.
Yeah,
Not much going on in my mind, but except what's happening in front of me,
that's right.
and enjoying the ride a little bit, you know.
Hey,
And that doesn't happen for me at like quote unquote fun pace, I guess you would say.
yes, right.
I'm so disappointed now that you didn't do, not as much as you are probably, but could do the coup de grace, because for you to, like, everybody else is like, yeah, I'm going to do the coup de grace. And you're like, I'm looking forward to that 90 minutes of pain.
Bring it.
Oh yeah, that's why I was there. That's what I went for.
Yeah, man, that's so wild.
Yeah. So we are chatting with Zach. Go ahead.
I had won I won the one in California in 2015, I think, and won a sick hand painted Traeger by Troy Lee.
No, it's cool.
It was super cool. And actually, my old mechanic Dave Feeney has it now, so it's a cool gift. He sends me pictures of cool stuff he smokes on it all the time.
So a hand painted grill. That, I mean,
That's pretty
cool.
the event awards are cool,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Do you, Zach? I think back to your 250 days on the Husky, and I guess it was the Husky. You had the red and white gear. During those years, this is a crazy observation, but when Kevin said we were going to call you, this is what came to mind. I remember watching you ride, and it was at Atlanta, specifically Atlanta. You looked like you were all legs, and you were holding onto the bike like your lower body was so locked in on the motorcycle. Is that part of your style? I don't know. It was like the first year after you returned from the GPs that I really thought you're going to win championships, and then you did. You did win that championship. I think that was the year. Do you specifically remember anything about locking your legs on and really squeezing the bike with your legs? I just remember specifically looking at you like, man, you look so strong. Your legs look so strong.
Yeah, I think that's part of my style. That's something I've learned over the past 6 or 8 years is really using your legs to like leverage the rear of the bike, leverage the swing arm into the ground, and something that has made me feel like I guess one of my main tools in my armor, if you will.
Yeah.
But that's definitely one of my things, I would say.
So when you were able to pass Savachi for that epic win, right? So are you guys hanging out and stuff now, and you're working together, or what is the story with you and Savachi these days?
Yeah, so we train together, see him pretty much most every day.
I hope you buy us lunch and dinner.
Yeah, sometimes I do.
There's got to be
Sometimes
something that lingered at first when you guys first circled back to each other.
You wake up and he's standing over you.
Well,
just
it
staring
wasn't
at you.
circled back. It was definitely like I just never liked racing him, and he never liked racing me, and then that incident made it worse, and just lots of things, But I'm pretty sure I said this on a podcast the other day. I'm pretty sure we connected over sim racing on the computer.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And that's what sparked it all. But no, man, he's super cool. He's seriously one of the funniest guys you'll ever meet if you can crack the crust.
Right.
On him. He's hilarious. But yeah, we get along well. And we do a lot of work.
That has to be one of the all-time least likely future friendships. If you're watching during that championship year, be like, hey man, these dudes will be hanging out in a couple of years.
Yeah, man, J-Law and Dungy are tight now. Dude.
Yeah,
super tight.
J-Law and Dungy is another.
And they're number
unlikely.
one, then you're number two.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, like, I think that it just goes to show, like, in a world of, divisiveness and social media and all that stuff, like, we all have more in common than we think, right? I think that
for sure.
if we all just kind of took a stop and really got to know people more, there'd be a lot less issue in the world.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
If there was less Vince Freezes in the world, we'd all just get along.
We'd all be sitting on the front porch shelling peas together.
With Vince Freezy. Vince, pass me another bucket.
Yes.
Slam.
Dude, what do you think about like the last two races back to back from Daytona to the card girl? Like, man, it's been a wild couple of weeks.
Been a few things to talk about.
I mean, it's entertaining. Like the people that, man, this is bullcrap. I'm like, what do you want? Do you want sanitary racing, or do you want just Hayden Deegan, Vince Freezy, car girls, people running on the tracks of Daytona? Give me all that. Give me all of it.
There's no shortage of action. I mean, even the racing has been really good in my opinion. The Daytona thing was a major bummer, just because it's going to really set things back and change things in a
bad
negative way,
yeah.
in my opinion, for the future. But last weekend was all action too.
Yeah, we got people grabbing helmets. We got Hayden Deegan yelling at some old lady making corn dogs in the cowie pits. Like, I don't know what's happening over here, and I am here for it because this is my second run in terms of this. Like, I had the Larry Ward, Jeff Matasevich, Damon Bradshaw, all that stuff. Give me all of that. Now, I think we're back for 2.0. It's bigger, it's better, it's stronger. There's social media, there's vlogs, there's everybody. Like, Deegan's like mob of fans that blindly love him no matter what.
Yeah, it
Give
doesn't
me
matter.
all of that. I love it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That card girl thing was. That was.
She
explained
escaped. That could have been.
That could have been.
awful.
That could have been
That
really
could have been
bad.
Hey,
terrible.
what do you think about Coop saying didn't affect the race?
Yeah.
That was cool of him to say
Yeah,
that.
I definitely, I kind of felt like it should have been red flagged, honestly, just because it definitely
It affected
altered
what could have
Coop's
happened for sure.
spot. Yeah, no doubt.
I reached out to Mike Pelletier, but he didn't respond. But I'm going to follow back up. I'm like, so tell me how, in your opinion, if Jason Anderson gets held up by a fan and then AP goes past him, loses championship points, like, dude, that's taking money out of people's pockets. That's affecting things.
And their
Like,
championship.
how does that work out in terms of the AMA? Like, what would you have fought for if that would have cost you points and you lose the championship? Let's say it cost you 3 points, you lost by 2.
Yeah, I mean, people, obviously nobody else was that concerned, or they would have been, rioting or whatever, trying to get the race stopped to get it red flagged. So I guess it didn't affect many people in a big enough way for that.
All right.
Maybe we're just those old guys yelling at clouds now.
But yeah, what if it
Get
would have
off
done
my
this
lawn.
and the chemtrails would have turned my TV off and I'd have missed a bank payment and my house gets repoed? Like, all right,
Yes.
there's a lot of what ifs.
All
here.
because of that.
Damn Biden or damn Obama or Bin Laden or whoever the hell
Yes,
it was.
one of those boys.
Some of them boys was responsible for it.
Somebody's got to be to blame for this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that-
Zach, you got something?
No,
Nick?
I can go right
Zach,
ahead.
there's whispers about your summer plans. Does this that was the whisper? Does this rib injury?
Yeah.
What does that do, man? What does this do
Yeah,
for you?
it definitely throws a wrench in things because I was at a really, really good level before this. I've been doing a lot of riding and training, and felt like I was in a good spot with my bike. So this definitely kind of puts a damper on that.
Yeah.
I'm not writing it off yet, just because I'm not. It's a fresh injury. I already feel considerably better than I thought I would at this point. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Okay, so it's not off the table
So
yet.
he's saying there's a chance.
Say it is- Yep. What's all this one?
That's right.
What's all this 1 in a million talk?
Yeah,
They,
Yeah.
And Kevin went through the same thing. He just recently broke his collarbone and 3 ribs. And when it first happened, when you get injured riding, the first 48 hours, you're like, God, this is fucking stupid. Everything sucks. I'm going to do
Yeah.
that.
Why do I keep doing this?
Yeah. And then, like, as soon as you, like you said, it starts feeling a little bit better, you're like, oh, yeah.
There's a chance.
Well,
I'm
there's a
coming
chance.
back.
When's that first national? Then you're looking at the calendar. Oh, I think I can.
Yeah, I've definitely got a day countdown on it. I realistically need about 8 good weeks, like really solid 8 straight weeks of training and riding and putting in the time to be prepared, in my opinion, with kind of the base fitness and just where I'm at in my life and my training and everything. So I think if I'm back on the bike in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I think it's all to play for, really.
yeah.
They're calling me such a wuss. I want to get a divorce and sell my house and divorce my kids. I wanted nothing to
We
do with
can't
any of
even
it.
get him to take his arm sling off, Zach.
No.
And now we're nonstop.
I-
Like, dude, take the
I'm
sling
wearing
off.
a condom right now. I need all the protection I can get. I'm not playing around.
I saw you in a sling this weekend, but I didn't know that that's what happened. How'd you do it?
It's lame, 6
Yeah,
mile an
Kevin.
hour.
Yeah,
It's
tell him, Kevin.
Terrible. It's the dumbest thing. It's not cool at all. No, I wasn't going 80 and hit Josh Grant's tire and it blew my chest out. Nothing cool like that. So everybody
That's
asked
what
me
it
that.
felt like I did it. I felt like I was going 90 and hit a bus.
I
Yeah.
bet.
Well, Kevin had that happen. It was just a different scale.
Yeah.
He rode out near the edge of the trail, and the trail broke off. And when it broke off,
He blew the berm out on the side of the trail.
Yeah, I was crushing this left-hander.
yes, he crushed the left-hander. The berm gave out. The front end hits a tree, so it stops the bike because he wasn't really going fast, and it just threw him to the ground. And we're staring at him like, "Well, he'll get up."
Get up, dude. And I was like, wait a minute. Here's my thing. I've never broke a bone. And I'm like, hey man, I just threw up my mouth a little bit. Is this normal? And I was like, this hurts really
And
bad.
John and I are going, you're
up.
good, man. Get up. Let's
Yeah,
go.
you're fine.
Move your
You're
arms.
fine. You barely fell. But sometimes you fall, and
Yeah.
there's more to it than meets the eye. You're aware of that.
I got polio from
Oh, yeah,
this. Like
no
I
doubt.
brought it back. I
Bro,
literally have polio from this
yeah,
and scoliosis.
and gonorrhea.
And I don't know how you get that, but I got that too.
It was a bad crash.
We were like, come on, Kevin, and he went.
He just started moaning. I said, "Oh God, he's actually hurt." I was like, "There's no way he's hurt."
Are you okay?
So a little trail riding got you.
Yes.
Better of you.
It got a lot of me.
It got him. Yeah.
Yes.
We took him to. We didn't even take him to the hospital. We took him to our buddy's chiropractic office.
And used his
Such a
X-ray.
hack job.
They hacked into his
said-
X-ray machine.
We were like, "Hey, can we use your X-ray machine for a few minutes?" And so we're in the standing.
When you hear the
outside
chiropractor
room.
dude goes, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's broke as shit, dude. It's messed up."
Yeah, I've been there with him before, and like he always gets the X-ray, and he's like,
Can't really
"Well,
see."
you can't see this, or this could be a fracture right here." And we're outside the room. We hear him go, "Ooh, yeah."
Yeah, it's like
Not
black for
good.
4
So did
inches.
you get surgery though?
Yeah, it got plated with 8 screws. So I did.
Oh,
I
nice
did the deal. Yeah, man, did the whole.
Yeah, he
deal.
did it
Put a
right.
number on it.
Yeah,
He's very thorough.
I love moto guys. Like, oh yeah, it sucks. Like everybody's like, yeah, it's just what you do. You get
We're
this.
jaded by it.
Like as soon as you buy a bike at Motorsports Kawasaki, there's a guy waiting out there with some steel toe boots. He goes, "Whoop pow!" And he goes, kicks the shit out of your
Yeah.
collarbone. Welcome to the sport, bro.
Now you're a motocrosser.
Now you're go get surgery. I'll see you in 8 weeks, bitch.
we told Kevin when he got the plate, we are like, Stefan Everts got his plated one time and was racing in 2 weeks.
I don't know how that is possible.
It hurt.
How the
That's one thing these guys don't say.
what? Yeah, tell me. Have you ever done that?
I did that when I was younger. Yeah. The first time I broke my collarbone, I got it plated. Or no, not the first time. Sorry. First time I got my collarbone plated. I rode about 2 weeks after I rode.
Kevin, you're such a puss,
What a
man.
bitch I am.
These guys have a very high tolerances. It's just how top
Yeah,
pros.
but here's the thing. There's nothing on the line. Like, hey man, Engine 2 needs you on that fire truck immediately.
You've
There's
gotta be the
There's
chief's
$100,000 on the line for you to be on this fire. Like, if you tell me that, I might probably won't. Honestly, I
shake the
won't.
sling?
Oh, I will not. No, I will not. You guys are gnarly. I even mentioned when I'm riding with John on the back of the bike with my broke
yeah, I
wheel
had to ride him
for
out
7
by the
miles.
way.
They looked
And-
cool.
And I'm like, dude, I'm over here wanting to just put a gun to my mouth and just kill myself. And the difference between me and you is you're counting down like, all right, I need 8 weeks. I'll be back. I can be back for outdoor
And
nationals.
Kevin's going, you better not hit any more bumps from here to the truck.
It's such a huge difference. That's why you're a champion and I'm nothing. But I'll tell you this. I did announce, I told Weege at Daytona, I said, dude, I don't know if you know Jordan and his flu game, like when he played sick and he had during the playoffs and the the finals. I said,
Yeah, I know that game.
Yeah, this Supercross was my Jordan game, my Jordan
To
flu
announce
game.
the Daytona
To announce
Supercross
it-
was your Jordan flu game.
Yes.
Yes.
That was my
Now that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for right there.
Yeah.
my Jordan flu game. I was announcing the race with my sling. I had people help me up in my scissor lift because I had one hand had to walk me up and pull me up in there and then
They're
game
like,
on.
Kevin Kelly's got that dog in him, boy.
Yes. He's high on
It's
oxygen.
Jordan
He doesn't even know the names of these people. And John Michelle Pelka's behind number 3 spot. What is he talking about? It's the wrong guy. I was not on oxygen.
Yeah, Kevin went back calling 1991
Yes.
Supercross.
Yeah, it was like,
And here comes Rick Johnson. Oh wow, what happened to Ricky? He crashed.
no, it was not Ricky Johnson, you dummy.
Zach, after an event, when those other day in the dirts that you completed, when we came home, we were like zombies for 2 days or whatever. And I would think after a pro national in the heat somewhere where you really hammered,
Freestone 20s, whatever.
yeah, let's go to one of those
where everybody's
hardcore
blacking
years.
out.
Yes. How do you hop on like the bicycle for let's get warmed up again. Let's get this week going when you're still a zombie. I
Yeah,
mean,
like after Freestone, you had to have been so dehydrated.
You had to be
You're-
smoked a
but you're so
little.
hydrated that you like. Unlike me, I would drink some water like day of. That's not going to do it. He's been drinking for 6 months straight. But yeah, how did you recover and get through and get rolling right on Monday?
yeah, how do you ride again? How do you I don't even want to
Yeah,
see
I
a
mean,
motorcycle.
the
Because
hot-
Alden's super friendly about
the
that.
gnarliest race I ever had was WW in
Oh, yeah.
19 and WW 20 actually.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't know, man. It just becomes the norm, right? Like you just get up on Sunday, you go to the airport, get on the plane, go home, do your cycling. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's the life.
Yes.
Alden's waiting at the airport. We're running home from here.
Yeah.
We're running 42 miles.
No kidding.
You just have to run up and down the aisle of the airplane the whole time.
So that one WW, it rained and there was like 3 inches of standing water, and then the sun came out and it created like this sauna. That has to be one of the years you're talking about.
Florida special, yeah, that was it.
Yeah, the Florida special, dude. That's the hottest it's ever
I will
been
have the Florida special,
on
please.
the face of the earth, dude. I'm talking
Steamy.
steam. Yes.
God, that was one good thing about Day in the Dirt that you missed. That Sunday was a
The
lot
weather was
cooler.
delightful.
Yes.
I will say the weather
Sunday,
was
sunny
Sunday
and
was 10 degrees
74.
cooler, yeah, it was
You should be here now. It's not cool anymore.
really smoked up. I'm glad that we got that day Sunday. That coup de
Yeah.
grace. I was not looking forward to the coup de grace like you
It
were.
would have been the death blow for Nick.
Yeah. if it
Nick
didn't,
rode
yeah.
back to back. He rode the 70-minute race before and then the coup de grace after that. Like, you guys are gnarly.
Yeah.
I was, we talked about going to get an IV to rehydrate the next day, and I was totally going to go to the place,
But you couldn't get out of the bed.
No, I just couldn't I did get out of the bed. I just couldn't make myself go. I was like, what if there's a wait?
yeah, you're so demotivated, right?
It's rough.
Zach, did you have plans for that coup de grace for gas stops or anything like that? I mean, I never. Can you go
tested?
90 minutes?
How long can you go? Can you go on a tank? You gotta come in once, right?
Well, if you have a big tank, like I saw Medaglia had a huge tank, so I'm doubting that he stopped. I had a YZ450X tank,
Oh, okay.
and that was my plan. I knew I could do at least an hour and a half, and if it went over an hour and a half, we were gonna have to stop and do like a little gallon slash jug or something.
Splash, yeah.
And so I was just gonna run a backpack hydration kit, and I was going for the Ironman, so I would have had to do the 70-minute before, so it really would have been like 2.5 hours on the bike. So I was gonna try to kind of puppy dog that one, and and then hammer the coup de grace. I was really hoping, because I knew Tyler would be super solid after his GNCC performance, and just knowing that he's just a badass, honestly.
Yeah.
I was really hoping if I could get out behind him and just sit with him until it was time to really hammer, was my plan. But yeah, I don't know if that would work. He's pretty smart.
Yeah. It's incredible, the strategy, right? Because I'm like, Nick, now you pull in here and we'll pour some gas.
And you let
in,
Mama come in here and put a rag on
and
your
I'll
little
have
forehead.
goggles sitting here just in case.
And a ham sandwich. And
Yes. I mean, it's like that.
Ice cold lemonade.
We're so different, man.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
And I don't want to start anything, but on Instagram,
Yeah, there was some beef.
Kevin posted that you were going to be doing the Ironman and the coup de grace, and asked me if I was up for the challenge. And I commented, he's toast. And, technically,
He forced you into that mistake.
actually, I won. I did win that.
Nick beat.
Nick beat Zach Osborne in the coup de grace.
Boom. The results say it.
Did.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I don't want to. I don't want to.
Are you mad right now,
Yeah,
Zach?
I don't.
About that?
I'm upset.
Do you hate Nick?
I'm pissed off.
I'm going to print a picture, and you can put it in front of
He
your
could put it on his
treadmill.
boxing
and
bag
just
Yeah,
and start
chase him.
punching Nick's face all the
That's
time.
right.
all the time.
he's just gonna next time. He's gonna see. We're gonna introduce. You're gonna introduce me to him, and he's just gonna slap me.
Yes.
You.
I would like to see that, Zach.
That's for Day in the Dirt.
If you ever
bitch.
meet Nick Blackman face to face, just slap him. You'll have to reach up.
Good luck. Good luck.
When you slap, you're going to be reaching up, but don't worry about it. It's fine.
It's like, that's for Day in the Dirt,
Right.
bitch. Now we can be friends. Just slap me, and then be like, now we can be friends.
Yes, hit him and
Fair
then
enough.
say, all right, man, how you doing?
I'm Zach.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Yeah, with a slap. Hey man, how you doing?
So I've never had any broken ribs, especially 6 of them. What you really can't do much, right?
Actually, I got 3 kids and a wife and a couple
Exactly.
businesses, and if I
There's no
stop,
rest.
it's pretty much, you die. So I've been, trying to do everything I can. Cleaned up my bikes from this weekend today. Back to some more normal stuff. Gonna try to ride my bicycle a little bit tomorrow.
Okay.
And
I was gonna say, it
just
wouldn't be
trying to
long
get
you-
back to a little
yeah.
bit normal life.
Wouldn't be long. I was gonna say it wouldn't be long. You probably get on a stationary bike at least.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a go on the road for an hour or so tomorrow, just see what happens.
You know, one of the worst parts for me is it's the 3 left ribs on my left side and my left arm. So coming out of bed, I lay on my back and I literally just
Yeah.
slither all the way to my knees are on the floor. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" Like,
But
I'm sliding off because I cannot activate my left side. Can't use my left arm nor activate muscles on that left
Well,
side.
you're holding that beer.
That's my right side, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
it's
I'm
totally
in the mirror image.
Totally
Dude,
different.
you're kind of yeah.
He's really holding it with his left there for a second.
But
so-
anyway, but I did put a moto in with the old lady the other night, and I'm like, just go easy.
Put a moto in.
That's the first one I've
This
had.
guy. Oh, it's the first moto.
one. Yeah, it's been a minute.
So
It's
they
been
got
since
nerves
Valentine's
and-
Day. I had to pay back that Valentine's Day
you're
debt.
slacking, bro.
That's
It's
lacking.
that's hey. I can remember the night that I broke my
Well, I don't know
ankle
what
at
to tell you.
Calhoun Supercross. I put in a moto that night, broken ankle and all.
This clown will get out of
First
surgery with plates and screws and go to Panama City
He's
for a
an
week,
idiot.
though. Don't.
That don't count. This
Zach-
thing's a moron.
Yes. That's why you're going to hit him when you meet him.
Oh yeah, well I beat Zach Osborne in the coup de grace.
Yes, exactly.
Raise your hand if you beat Zach. Whatever.
I'm gonna have you so ready to slap me, Zach. Like Zach's
Yeah.
just making
He's already
notes.
ready.
He's making notes. All right, here's
I'm
Reasons
ready.
to
I'm
hit Nick
No,
Blackman.
What
Yeah.
is the gnarliest?
it'll probably
what-
make him feel better.
You don't have to answer this, but my gnarliest moto with the opposite sex was after I had eye surgery and I had 2 patches over my eyes, blacked out because I had the muscles worked on, and I'm like, this has got to happen.
What in the heck, Holmes?
Why would she even want to do that?
Because it was
She
like,
My
did.
wife has a funny story about T-Rex arms, but I'll have to let her tell you that one.
sounds serious right there.
I don't want to ask.
Kevin's
her that.
got one T-Rex arm and it's in a sling, so the part hanging
Yeah,
out is T-Rex.
Something similar to that.
Yes.
There's a story about what's his name? That kid from New England rode for Geico Honda. We called
Jimmy
him Jimmy D.
Dakotas.
Jimmy D, Lieutenant. He called it Lieutenant Dan and himself across the floor when he hurt himself. Crawled himself across the
Right.
floor to his lady to make that happen. So, I mean,
Yes.
well, you'll do whatever it takes.
Well, you have to.
You will.
It's genetic. It's in our genetic code.
Yes.
I'll tell you the
100%. We're
one
just trying to
time.
reproduce.
I'm sorry, Zach. Go ahead.
I said it's 100% in our genetic code. We're just trying to reproduce, right?
That's right.
That's all.
Yeah.
We're trying to
Spread
keep the
your
world
seed.
alive, dude. The one time I ever turned it down, we were having trouble conceiving the first child. Yes,
Okay.
that means me and my wife.
Oh, I was like, normally Zach just said, "Yeah, we, our team." Like I thought there's
Yeah,
And
the
we.
team-
I thought he's going third person about
I
him.
had a bobcat a mile out in the woods, and it got a flat back before I had to track skid steers. I walked to the truck, got the jack and the lug wrench, walked back, or I guess not a jack. I jacked it up with a bucket, but walked and got a lug wrench, walked a mile back into the woods in August now, took the wheel off, rolled the wheel a mile, took it to the tire store, got it fixed, rolled the wheel a mile back in, put it on, worked the rest of the day. And then I come home and she's like, we really got to try to conceive here. And like my fingernails hurt, like everything hurt. It's the only time I ever turned it down. I'm still pay the price about that.
She still.
She'll still bring it up. She'll still bring it up.
One time in your
I don't know
life,
that I've ever turned it down.
Never.
you
Zach
can't.
Osborne is undefeatable.
I like that, Zach. I'm
John
proud
went
of you, dude.
against his genetic code there.
Yeah.
You can't
and the
go
earth
against-
is making me pay for that.
Now, Kevin was talking about the eye surgery thing. I've had some times where after sex,
Why would you
that
want
I
to have
wish
sex with me
my-
though? I'm blind with eye
Yeah,
patches.
but-
Like, what about that is that?
What
all?
if that was like some
I'm
internal
already-
fantasy, dude? She's like, oh man,
I know,
I'm
but-
gonna get on with the Stevie Wonder.
people would
Listen,
yes,
I
Ray
already.
Charles.
I need everything in my favor for you to want to have sex with me. To
but you
begin
looked
with.
like Ray
Period.
Charles, man. In her
No,
defense.
not with dumbass eye
Well, you were
patches.
feeling around.
Taped to my face like
you were
an idiot.
feeling around more than normal.
What if you were like a double pirate?
Yeah, she's like, oh, you're really attentive. Like I just like, I don't know what I'm feeling, honey.
You're super attentive because your hands.
My hands are
going
running
crazy.
everywhere. Oh, I love this.
It's
now?
like Braille.
Nick, what about you, Nick?
I've-
Here's your chance.
I've had times where
He's got
after
some.
sex, that I hope
He got paralyzed in a Harley
I
accident.
wish
and
my
still
eyes
did it.
weren't
Like,
working
it's-
anymore.
He made it work.
Oh yeah. Afterwards, you're like, what am
Afterwards,
I
you're like-
looking at?
That's a genetic thing. Like you think it's all a good idea, and then as soon as it's over, you're like,
Oh,
oh.
Why? Yeah, that's a clarity.
I wish if I
moment.
could get out of it. Yeah, your eyes all of a sudden work better.
Post-coital clarity or something.
Yeah, your
There's
eyes
some
work
name.
better, and you really see what's going on. You're like,
Yeah,
she was pretty hot before. I didn't count on that hairy chest.
Kevin. Yes, her hairy chest. I mean,
Apple hair. I didn't notice that apple hair on her chest beforehand.
what?
what is apple hair?
Just real fine hair.
Oh yeah.
Like a peach fuzz.
Yeah.
Peach fuzz, please,
fuzz.
Nick. That way we'll
Sorry.
know. This is Georgia.
Zach,
son.
you don't have to get in on this. This is us being. This is why our show is. This is why we have 6 people listening
Yes.
because we get into this kind of stuff.
We don't.
But it's real. Like I do.
It is real.
He was proud of his moto win.
This is a discussion that needed to be had for motocrossers, right? I mean,
Sure.
Well, now we
They're
know.
we've all had injuries like ACL stuff. I guarantee you, every dude with
Everybody
ACL
listens
figured
been
a way
hurt.
to
Yeah.
do it with his brace on.
I had
Like,
the
he's
MCL.
he's dying.
because if you don't, you're going to suffer like John, and she's going to bring it up.
Bring it
20
up the rest of your life.
So you man up, you tighten
It's
that
like,
brace up
"Oh,
like
are
a
you too
rodeo guy. And you
tired?"
tighten that thing up. You go yes, like pull
You
on that
say-
thing, and you go.
Like John, anytime he's like, I'm not sure. Do you like this shirt? Oh, it's okay. Oh, I guess my shirt's just okay, just like you didn't want to have sex with me 27 years ago.
Yes. Anything to make it relate, right?
Good point.
Yeah.
Zach, you got anything to add?
He
I'm
said
good.
he's never turned it down. He said he's like
That's what he. Yep.
most other men.
All right.
Yeah. So one thing quickly, Zach. So do you realize that in about 25 years, there's still going to be people calling you up wanting to talk about that Savachi Pass?
Yeah, you're probably right.
No, I guarantee it because Kevin asked Jeff Stanton the other day about Bradshaw at the Coliseum.
Absolutely. I'm going to
And-
call you back in 25 years and talk about this.
I
just
don't doubt it.
It's just one of the things as a professional motocrosser. No one ever says, "Hey, man, you're going to do some epic things on a motorcycle, and it's going to be unbelievable, and you're going to scar these kids' memories, and they will never forget what you have done." And you're going to talk about these
You'll answer for
specific
it.
moments the rest of your life. Is that cool?
Hayden Deegan is just getting started. Think about
It is
that.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool too. I mean, your memory, there is a memory that you caused in thousands of people's head, and they will still, I'm still talking about it right now. It was the most epic come from behind thing, and we will never forget it. And so be ready. Kevin's calling you. Set your calendar, 24 years.
I will.
Doesn't scare me. Let's do it.
I can just see though, like you're like, yeah, me and Joey are cool now. Everything's super cool. And then every time y'all go like camp, stay in the motorhome, you wake up and he's standing there over you with a pillow.
Good morning, Zach.
And you're like,
Anytime I want to do this, I can do it.
what's up, Joey? No,
Sleep tight, mother.
nothing, man. I'm going back to bed.
Good night, you piece of.
He's just
Whoa.
constantly waiting for that.
He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, man. You, Zach
You
Osborne.
just catch him staring at you from the side at lunch, and you're like,
Man, let's do
What,
something.
dude? Chill out, man.
None of this happens.
We're at the AMA Hall of Fame.
This is how
awards
we
banquet.
wish it was.
Yes.
It's not real. We just wish it was.
Hey, so can you can just kind of get inside the mind of Hayden Deegan, and like he's so young, and people are like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he did that." Like, he's 17, whatever. Like, settle down. We were all idiots at 17. He has the microscope. He has all this social media. He has everything going on. So, how hard must it be to be Hayden Deegan? Just try to keep it together. He's just trying to wrangle his emotions. It's got to be super difficult.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously has a huge social media presence, huge YouTube presence, and I think that adds to it. And like you said, we all make mistakes when we're 17, but he's definitely under the microscope a little bit more, just because the amount of publicity that he has, and just the amount that he's in the public eye, and people get to see him, and the amount of fans that he has that I feel are kind of a different
Uneducated?
demographic, if you will.
They just don't understand.
I don't wanna
they
say
didn't
that.
grow up riding.
No, I'm just saying uneducated in our
different people.
sport.
Right. Yeah. Just green in our sport.
Yeah.
And, those people are willing to fight for him and against the others. And the people who are educated. And I think that, I think it shows. I think that is where a lot of the animosity comes from.
now, what is your thought on? Because I look at it sometimes, and I'm like, I think sometimes, obviously, you don't want anybody to get hurt, but it's almost like, when you start talking about boxing or UFC or anything, I mean, when it all boils down to it, it's prize fighting. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing it to get eyes for entertainment. There's what's your thought on the idea that some of it is entertainment as long as nobody's getting hurt? I mean, do you, and I know that you're not afraid to ride aggressive, and you've had people ride aggressive against you. are you okay with the
Yeah, is that
aggressiveness?
okay?
Yeah, I mean,
For the show of it, is that what you're saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
I, I'm not gonna say it's okay just for the show. If it's an aggressive pass for a position, um, on one hand you have all these people who used to complain about a guy like say Dungy who wasn't aggressive enough, didn't make aggressive enough passes, and then you get a guy like Hayden Deegan or someone like myself who is willing to just go in there and smash it because that's the job realistically.
Mm-hmm.
So then they don't like that either, so you're never going to make everyone happy. You just got to go out there and race and do what you feel is right and what is in that moment. I think a lot of people underestimate the money on the line and the whole scope of things. So for me, yeah, I mean, nobody's in anyone else's shoes and seeing what they're seeing at that moment. And I mean, if the door's open, you go for it.
Yeah.
And I know, like, just from talking to you and watching you in the past, that you go for it because you want to win. We talked about that a few minutes ago. You're not out there to have fun. You're out there to win. But have you ever broke it down? Like, have you ever been riding and you're like, okay, this position's worth $5,000. This position's worth $10,000. Is that ever?
Yeah. Did the money ever drive
just
you?
blow through your head? I know it did for points, but like in this Super Motocross playoff, some of these positions,
Some of these passes are
like
$20,000.
It might be a $20,000 pass.
Yeah, I don't really know that I ever have raced for money. I race and have raced always just for like to see how good I could be, I guess. Not even for fans or for anything other than that. I mean, definitely, when you're about to win a Supercross and there's $100,000 on the line, it crosses your mind maybe a couple corners before the finish line, but that's about as far back as you can think and really kind of have it on lock,
Yeah. Yeah. So if the effort is there, the money will take care of itself kind of mentality.
For sure. No question.
Right.
You're like two corners in, you're going, oh, shit, I've had my eye on that new Tundra. I'm going to put this pass on him.
That's not a good program.
Not a good way to ride, right?
See, you're going too fast because I think about all kinds of stupid stuff.
Yeah, we're worried about what's on TV later.
Yeah.
We got all kinds of thoughts.
God, is that
man.
lunch meat still good in the camper? I'm not sure.
It was not, by
Yeah,
the way.
okay.
We had refrigerator failure on Friday. Not complete failure, but we had lights out there for a couple hours. So
good.
Zach, but blowing somebody off the track there for 7th place, the way that was the Deegan and the Cody Shock deal. It did seem a little out of place, little hot. I think he could have passed him without blowing him out, but I don't know that. I mean, what is your take on that actual pass, re-breaking Cody Shock's collarbone? In that.
Yeah,
hit?
I mean, definitely not cool to see Cody go down. He was on a high from that heat race, and then
for sure
an epic low from that. That sucks. But if Deegan wins this championship by 2 points, he doesn't look nearly as dumb.
For sure. Yeah. No, and that is the point, right? He's going for every point he can get. He's not out front with a cushion, so maybe you got to ride like that a little bit just to keep yourself alive, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. Did you ever have moments where, I mean, you just said Cody Shock, he experienced the high of that heat race followed by the low of that, crash for 7th or whatever. Did you ever have moments where you finally broke through? I can remember early on, you were always a contender, but then you had to leave, or you did leave for the GPs. And it's like no matter what, even I felt like you had some success here, but maybe it was the economy. I can't remember what made you leave. Can you speak a little bit about you had some breakthrough and then there weren't opportunities? I mean, it's almost.
Yeah, I didn't really have, I wouldn't really say I had any breakthroughs. I just was not fit enough. I was not prepared to make the jump that I made. And on top of that, the economy was, kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, and what ultimately sent me to Europe in the first place. But it was more than anything like just me not being prepared, not having the right guidance and the right people in place to do what I was trying to do.
Yep.
But I said this earlier today on a different podcast. You know,
What?
I don't really
A different
think it's
podcast?
Right?
there are other ones. I didn't know if you know that. Or not.
Shit. I thought we were the first.
Cutting edge.
But yeah, you know, I don't know that I would have become the rider or had the success that I did without that trip.
You know,
that trip to Bremen when he came up for the 4-stroke national.
I do remember that.
Yeah. That
I
Bremen's
love
would have set it up.
He loved Bremen.
We took a walk out there recently,
Well,
Zach. Stroll around the grounds there.
A neighborhood or anything now?
the hallowed grounds.
Heck no, it's
we were
all-
trying to build that thing back.
You could put a dozer on it for a day and it'd be ready to. It looks exact. For some reason, no grass grew on any of the track.
I think it's all the oil and
It's
gas.
the reddest clay of all time.
It is the reddest clay. There's 0 nutrients in that soil.
Nothing will grow there except
Nothing.
great riders.
Yes.
Whoa.
You did like that track, Zach? Kevin's.
Oh yeah, I loved there. I love Bremen.
Any memories of that? You know, as far as his dad or anything like that? I have this story
I
where.
think Zach was all business. He's not shooting pool and drinking beers with my dad at 12.
Well, no, but
No, I just remember your dad always being at the gate. Like he was
That's
the
right.
gate man always.
That's right. Because you know what? That's where the most money was.
he wasn't going to get anything
where-
stolen
You were
from.
trying to-
That's where the refrigerator was, the pool table was, the beer, and all the cash.
Yeah, I mean he's a smart man.
Yeah.
He's
And all
smart
the
man.
work was down at the bottom of the hill where the track was.
Right.
That's where you'd find his 3 kids at.
Doing the work.
Wasn't no dummy.
He wasn't no dummy. No. He was,
No,
he was
one
smart.
time I talked to him for it must have been a half a second too long before I gave him the money. And he got this real serious look and he goes, "Listen, son, don't try to distract me with some good story and make me forget about this gate fee. I need my money." I'm like, "Yes, sir." Sorry.
Dude, Matt Walker, Michael Byrne, and one other guy came through in 07 at our regional. They wanted to ride on Friday because that track, I'll put that Friday track day, the biggest roller. Like we had
It's rough.
ginormous
Whooped out.
rollers.
Yeah.
They came through and they're like, "Yeah, we're here to practice." He goes, "All right." He don't know who the hell they are. He has no idea. He doesn't watch motocross. He watches Bremen motocross. That's
be-
it.
That'd be $15.
Well, no, it's 30 apiece. He goes, "This is Matt Walker, Michael Byrne." He goes, and somebody else. He goes, "That'll be $90."
Yes, I need my 90. I don't
Yep.
care what your name is.
He don't give a damn.
Oh, King Kelly, man.
They paid. He charged Wes Kane to announce that race.
Think about that,
I'm not
Zach.
kidding.
You
I
ever
charge
had your announcer come and charge him to
Admission.
announce?
That's awesome.
Is that fact?
Huh?
Is that actual fact?
That's a true story. Wes Kane will tell you that right now. He goes, "Your dad charged me to get in." I said, "I'll pay you back. Don't worry." He goes, "I know Kevin. I'm announcing." He goes, "Everybody knows Kevin. Everybody's announcing. Give me the money."
All these people coming through the gate
Yes.
talking about, "I'm the announcer." Like
Really?
20 trucks back to back. I'm
Seriously.
the announcer.
I have to tell you a story. I never paid to get in there one time
You
with
brought
cash.
you buying beer.
I brought Miller.
That's how you
I'd
got
known him. You know, I'd been up at this shop since I was 10 or whatever, and we had the convenience stores, and I brought beer every time. And I
Nick's
never
underage
paid.
and stealing beer from his dad's stores.
I was
to
when
pay
I was-
King
yeah.
Kelly's gate fee.
I was
Whatever it
underage. I'd bring a 12-pack of Miller Lite, and I never paid.
When you came in, you'd be sitting by my dad. He goes, "Look at that. There's another 12-pack."
Even if somebody else is working the gate,
Yeah.
I would just say, "Here, give this to King."
Put
They'd be
that in the
"All right,
fridge,
Come on
man."
through.
Good enough. He's got a pallet of it over there.
A pallet.
Well, Zach, thank you. We won't keep you much longer. I know you got some core exercises to do with those broke ribs. That's really it pairs nicely.
Mostly working on core right now.
Gotta get some. You were on 2
Yeah, I'm just
podcasts.
trying to sniff pepper and
Tickle your nose with a
Yeah,
feather.
you gotta just tough it
Tickle
out.
his nose with a feather.
Yeah, you just toughen it out, man. That's the way it works.
Dude, I fought off a sneeze. I told my wife yesterday, I fought a sneeze off, and then I finally sneezed, and I said, "I think I just broke it again," because I felt it pop. I'm like, "Are you serious?"
Dang, dude.
I think- I
listen,
don't
son, you're 3 weeks in. It's time to get on with it.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
that's
Zach.
right. There
That's
you
what we
go.
said.
Hey, my doctor said.
Hey, his boss is going to hear this podcast.
My chief's gonna be like,
You're
"Get on that
fired."
fire truck, pussy. Let's go."
He won't even take that sling off to wash it, man. I mean, there's like buzzards circling and
I
stuff.
did wash it. I washed everything.
Yeah, I don't care. But at the track, I'm like, hey, man. I mean, that thing is got its
It's
own.
smoked.
We need to pressure wash that bad boy.
Yes. Well, dude, thanks for being on. We're gonna call you in the morning.
Of course, have a good one, boys.
All right,
All
buddy.
right,
See you
thanks,
later.
Zach. See ya.
Love you.
I'm seriously calling him.
Does anybody ever acknowledge the fact that he slept in a tent in Turkey or somewhere at a GP.
He's a bad dude. His story is so cool because, like, it doesn't happen
It's
here.
different.
Like
It is
It was
different.
very difficult. I will say this: I was at Loretta's in 05 when Dungy steals his title, the only title he has in the schoolboy class, and I don't remember who it was. Kennard, Lemoyne, Izzy, Stroop,
Yeah.
Osborne. They're all is a ridiculous class, and he went 1-1-1. He was 4 1s. The last 2 motos, his motos were about 90 minutes apart. His last 2 lock up the championships. He loses both of them, loses both the titles. Dungy gets one, and so it was just he had a weird path. So it doesn't work out there. He struggles a little bit, goes to Europe, comes back, and has a great career. It's like he did it very unconventionally.
I don't know that anybody leaves America for Europe and comes back to success. You could do it, but it just doesn't happen. There's not a lot of examples.
No.
So for him to go, I bet it had to feel like
They normally struggle here, go over there, and then like Lyles does well, and what's his name from Louisiana does well,
Chad Trampus Parker.
and then of course Brad Lackey, but very few come back and like achieve the
And
highest.
get better when they come back.
Yeah, and get better. I just think
I
when
think it made
he
him
left,
tougher and gnarlier, and he had so much want and desire to do it.
yeah, he was not going to be denied. I just think when he left, when the opportunity didn't really arise here, that had to feel like I'm going to race this because that's all I got, and I'm
gotta
probably
provide
not
for my
going to get
family.
any of the dreams that I hoped for, just for a little while.
Sure.
And obviously, he kept fighting and fighting and fighting and came back. And I remember when he
Zach,
came back, it's like, damn, dude, he's
You're
going
about to get it,
great.
Joey Savacci.
Yes.
You are getting
Your
it.
days are numbered, Joey.
13th in Belgium, and Turkey can suck it right here because for
Slept
all the
in a
world to
tent.
see.
Yeah.
I just watched that today. Like we've all seen it a million times. He was coming in. We're both going down, or something's happening.
Oh, he could have fallen so easy. I mean, his
the
bike
fact that he
hung
didn't
up on
is
him.
amazing.
Joey's bike drug on Zach's rear wheel for 10 or 12 feet,
Get off me.
and somehow he rode away clean. I mean, I will never forget. I jumped off the couch when that pass happened. I was like, because you just didn't think he would get it.
Yeah.
Joey's out front. I mean, he's going. It's
done.
no problem.
What, just
He's
2 turns? It's done.
Yeah, he's going to win.
It was like 3 bike lengths back. No chance.
Yeah.
The fact he went so deep in that berm is like, oh,
Bad to the
shit,
bone, dude.
Here we go.
So cool. It was a good deal. And it's sort of indicative of Zach Osborne. He never gives up. I mean, he said it. He sat there and said it. Looking forward to a 90-minute moto.
Hey, before we go,
Out of here.
show our goodies that Johnny Ohana gave us.
Oh, yeah.
Or Kevin.
Nope, he
Who are
gave
still
us. He gave
for the
us.
studio.
No.
So
So John Wolven, one of America's true badasses, served our country in multiple ways, multiple levels, and always ended up at the tip of the spear service-wise.
He has a cool story, by the way.
His story is
from the
unbelievable.
Boy Scouts all the way to the Army Rangers.
And so he did Army and Marines or something. He
Seems
went
like
to both branches.
two different branches. And
And he's a big fan of you,
he
your
loves
red hair.
vintage motor. No, he's not
He
a
loves
fan
your
of
red
my
hair.
red
He
hair.
was big on your red hair. You
No,
know that,
but I've known who he was because he's big into the old school. He really appreciates the old stuff.
He was he meteorically rose through the announcing ranks, and like he was in it immediately. He's got a booming personality. He knows what he's talking about. And him and Wes Kane, like that was a collision course. Like they were very similar guys.
Well, see, I wouldn't want to fight either one of those guys. So if they're on a collision course, that's gnarly. So Johnny Ohana, which is
He knows the house burned down and all some of our stuff, and he wanted to donate
so he
to the
wanted to
cause.
make some donations. So this is James Stewart's number plate right here from the Bercy Supercross 2008
Bercy.
Bercy. And I mean, do you
Let's say.
do
Anybody
you
got one
ever
of
get
those?
to get anything off of James Stewart's bike?
No.
And it's got FIM logos up here in the top corner.
Yep.
You know, sort of proving that it's a Bercy.
Well, what if James sees that and it's like,
That's some
Man, I
bullshit,
need
man.
that.
"Where's
That's my bike."
damn- hey, I've been looking for that number plate.
Yeah, he's got that bike sitting out there, and it's always irked him. He's lost a lot of
That's
sleep.
the only
man.
thing I
If
ever
just
had.
Had that front plate back.
Now I saw somebody in a gunny suit steal that.
A ghillie suit, yes.
Ghillie
Yes.
suit, yeah. Now he
And that
knows-
was Johnny Ohana because
Yeah,
he
now-
probably has had
He
a
was
ghillie
breathing
suit
out of
on.
a straw.
And now he knows who it was. It like
He's gonna come kill
ghillie
us.
suited into his compound.
That's not
Damn it.
good.
Army crawled
I don't want any of that to happen.
700 yards.
Yes.
Got-
3
got
to
that
4
number-
days of peeing in your shoes just to,
Yeah, just for that
just
number
to
plate.
wait it out. Yes.
Play the long game.
This
up.
right here, 2012, Ryan Dungey's championship leader plate. They hand this to you on the podium, showing that you have the points lead. And this
And the
is,
reason he got that because he was probably doing the podiums.
this, yes, and
'Cause
this
Johnny
might
was
be
the announcer.
I don't know what the final round was in 2012, but this says September
Sears
8th.
Point?
Nope.
No, I'm just
This
kidding.
says September 8th, Lake Elsinore. That's late.
Dude, that is late.
So that might be for the championship right there.
Yeah. I mean, obviously
It just says
number one.
points leader, but still.
Points leader.
He also has from that same year, September 8th, 2012, same day.
You
says
don't
Lake
just get that
Elsinore.
unless you're on the podium.
Dungey's champagne bottle. Super cool. I mean, it's got Dungey on there,
How was that race?
which is really cool. Stu's on there.
No champagne.
No, he drank
Real
that
cool,
or
dude.
sprayed it.
That's
One.
a dick move. Yes.
This was just something he threw in there, but it's a Bridgestone hat with Big Bird's signature, Larry Ward,
Come on.
which one of the more stylish riders I used to always like to
One of
watch.
the more interesting guys, he just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, it's like he
runs a
didn't even
ranch and
like
fuck
moto.
you,
He's
I
like,
hate you.
whatever, dude.
I don't need dirt bikes to. You know what? You worry about guys and the identity they have that's associated with whatever sport it is. Like, oh, what do I do after the sport?
Yeah.
He goes, I'm going hunting. See
Yeah.
you, bro. I'm good.
Yeah,
This one right here is your favorite. I know
This
you're-
one is my favorite. So this is an LOP jersey, which stands for Lorenz Offner Products, and it's a Marty Moats
Boom.
from the USGP.
He saw the helmet, which is somewhere around here, right?
Yeah, well, I've got a Marty Moats
I
helmet.
thought it set
Or,
out one time because he mentioned your 23 helmet.
Well, yeah, all
You
mine.
set it
So
out.
I have 23. Johnny runs 23 on his bikes, so he knew I'd be a fan of this jersey.
Yeah.
But it's also an epic day in motocross. It's the first time an American won the overall, and it was the local boy from San Diego, which is Marty Moats, on a privateer bike. Lorenz Offner prepped that YZ465, and no one could believe that
I'm
the
just gonna
local.
Just go ahead. No, I'm just calling.
Calling Marty Moats. He's not alive anymore.
What are you doing?
This guy just.
You have reached movie phone.
I was in the middle of talking about the greatest
Answer the
day in American motocross. It may not be the greatest day, but at that point it was.
Yeah.
This dude should answer the phone.
A local
pretty
guy
cool.
beat the Euros. And that
And,
is
and that time was a big
it's
deal.
impossible. I think Chuck's son won a moto the year before, 79. So it's like they were sort of knocking on the door, sort of.
You've reached Scott.
Trying to give this guy some love. Go ahead.
Okay. Somebody needed to answer the phone. So, Johnny Ohana, thank you, man. It was a
cool.
pleasure to meet you. I was in awe a little bit about the service stories, his military stories, because dude has
He was
handled
SEAL Team 5. He goes just before SEAL Team. SEAL
You know,
Team
the
6.
best thing
he's
was
handled some serious dudes in his lifetime. Though.
he took a selfie with me, him, and Kevin, and Kevin's face is completely blacked
Yeah,
out.
the phone auto generated, like whatever.
It generated a circle with a line through it because
It knows.
it was the wrong company. You know, Johnny Ohana
That's
with
right.
Kevin Kelly in the photos. It's odd, right? It's an odd mixture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
So
Yeah. So thank you, Johnny. That was
Yep.
nice.
All right.
Super nice.
excellent. That was good guy. He's up on his movie quotes like we are.
No, like you are. No one can top Nick
Yeah,
Blackman,
dude.
and Johnny's close.
Yeah, they were talking. I'm like, whoa. Like, I thought I knew a lot. Nick knows a bunch. And then Johnny goes, I'll see you, Nick, and I'll raise you,
Yeah.
me. Like, but they were back and forth. They weren't even talking in sentences. It was just
No, they talked in
quotes.
movie quotes only, and it made sense. Someone could be listening in and be like,
What?
I sort of know what they're talking
My
about.
God, yeah, that was good stuff. So, Day in the Dirt, do it. I think I'm thinking the Nashville Supercross might happen.
Okay.
We're good.
It's
yeah. Oh,
definitely going to happen.
I mean, it's going to happen, but I'm thinking for us and
No, we're going. We'll go. I mean, I don't.
Nick's racing.
I texted Nick. Did you see how fast he responded? Like
Nick
blah blah blah.
is a
11
ye-
seconds, y'all. I'm in.
Nick doesn't, and I'm trying to learn from that, man.
Dude,
it's a good way to live.
No, I've learned from it. And I even told my wife, and like she listened. I'm like, Nick goes, at our age, at my age, 51. He goes, at minimum, I hope you have 25 more summers. 25.
That's
That
disheartening,
sticks, dude.
but it's also motivating.
Let's be real, dude. Go get it.
Yes.
Get that shit out of those
You shouldn't
summers.
say no and
Every
plan
kid's
for tomorrow.
birthday, every gathering you can go see a friend, go do it. Go give that man
Go
some
see a friend. Go race. Go ride.
Tell
go
him you
do
love
whatever
him.
you
Tell
got to do.
Jared you love that guy. Like,
Yeah, do
fucking
all
A,
of it.
dude. Do
Yeah.
right.
And
always-
we rode with the guy who's got a a terminal disease. He's
And
got
hey, if you want to talk about living for the moment, like explain what that he has 6 months.
They
a
gave
year.
him 6 months to a year, and
He's buying bikes. He's riding every minute he can.
He said, if I can get on the motorcycle, I ride. Some days he has chemo, and he's like, if I don't feel like getting on the bike, I just don't ride. He goes, but even if I don't feel good, sometimes I'll just go ride 2 laps.
It makes me feel better.
Just drive out there and
he
ride
roosted
2
a Hispanic guy,
laps.
like he just rocked that dude's van.
He slung rocks on a
beautiful camo Stark, just crushed that.
Man, you got to. We're on the downside of this thing. You need to.
You're right, man.
Take.
But
full
to meet
advantage.
someone with a deadline, a terminal, terminal disease, and he's got a deadline, I think it's very odd.
A short deadline, because we've all got a deadline.
We all have one.
Well, I'll say this: both you guys have your parents, and my wife has both her parents. And I lost mine super early, both violently, differently, and both awful. And I'm like, Christina, you've never experienced the pain of that, and it makes you so aware of like I know
like
where I'm
life
at.
is precious, right?
It is, and I know where I'm at in relationship to my mother's age. I'm very close to that age, so I know it's just weird
it
when you
makes you
start
be
hitting those
very
benchmarks.
aware.
So I'm like, I know how many Christmases and summers I have with my kids, and how much I want to enjoy all my friends.
And
all
it
this.
makes it easy to have fun. When you
It
when you come to
does.
grips with that, you got it. Like
It's over. If
We
it's-
laugh and talk about a bunch of stupid shit. It's because you want to have a good time.
Damn right.
Well,
Right.
that was part of one of my goals, is to laugh every day. And I would say being around you two idiots
Dude,
has
it's been
helped
good. It's been really good.
because it's
Well,
nonstop
and
nonsense.
This demographic, a lot of people get caught up in politics, get caught up, and like they'll have opinions. This,
we
that,
don't
and
even
other.
care.
I
We're
don't
just like,
care.
whatever, dude.
It doesn't matter. Forget all that.
Yeah.
If you're listening to something that gets you upset or scared, whatever, don't.
There's not time for that.
Go listen, turn on music, sing
Yeah.
it, go do something.
Yeah,
go
do
ride,
RV
whatever.
karaoke for 3
That's
hours, and when
right.
the guy's saying, "Hey, man, y'all need to shut it down," Kevin's like,
Screw you.
"We'll turn it down this much if you'll f off that much."
This much.
And I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, dude, when we hit those moments, and I'm like,
When we're ripping
the
and
zen
tearing,
is there, and I love those.
I mean,
hour or
nobody
2
can tell
hours.
the Beatles to shut up.
yeah, exactly.
Hey Paul, your song, your beats off a little bit. Let's kill that song.
off.
We're like,
you need to beats off, Paul.
Hey Ringo, let's kick Clarence
you don't
out of the
shut
band.
Elvis Knievel down like that.
Oh man,
exactly.
So I know this is getting stupid, but like, have all the fun, do all the stuff, because that shit ends.
Well, so-
being in the fire service, I see people die every day.
Let
in
me
a
finish
weird-
that thought though. So the guy we rode with, Chris McAuliffe,
Right.
pancreatic cancer spread to his kidneys and his
Awesome
liver,
guy.
and he's extremely happy. And he's like,
Yeah, if you would have told me that, I would never have known.
no
had you
one
not
knows,
told me.
right? So
Right.
he still looks okay, and he's doing okay, and he's riding every day. Another friend of mine that lives 8 houses up, exact same diagnosis,
Different deal.
exact same deadline. He's going to die within 12 months, and he's not taking it the way that Chris McAuliffe is. And Chris is like, I got to live right now.
Oh, yeah,
I
Chris-
got to live now. So I think part of the reason that I got to experience Chris and how awesome he is on life and his viewpoints is so that I can infect my buddy with that same.
Tell him,
Dude,
Chris,
you got a few months.
Yeah,
you got to
tell him
live.
It's working.
Chris
Yeah.
shows up with his dirt bike strapped onto a Ferrari.
Yes,
He's
dude.
just like,
He's not even playing.
I've got this Ferrari here. What they're like, well, what's the down payment on that Ferrari? Just
I don't
stretch
care.
that out.
Yeah, I don't care. We do it for
90
30
months.
years.
I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Good
Put
for
me in
you,
a
dude.
Ferrari.
I don't know that
Lamborghini.
he's running up a bunch of debt, but he is buying a lot of
He's in
motorcycles.
Vegas.
He bought a Norton 650 Commando or
man.
something. He's like, I just always wanted one. Bought a Stark, got the KTM 300. He's just like, I just want to ride, man. And
I didn't think like this when I was 20, because like you're so far removed
Yeah.
from this. But the older you get, the more pain you experience, the more people you see die, and the more.
Well, you got numbers in your phone of dead
Dude.
people. How many are in your phone?
two of our
They're dead.
our friends committed suicide this year, dude.
Yeah, heavy, man.
Come on.
I was, none of that's funny or none of it's funny. But I had a picture of me and like it was 4 people in the picture, and I was one of them that I came across. I was the only one still alive in the picture.
Yeah,
And
that gives you
not
perspective.
older people. They were all like friends of mine. I went to school with.
Yeah, it gives you perspective. We need
Yeah.
to live now,
For sure.
and I'm thankful that y'all
And I
are
did
like,
not
hey, let's
commit
go to
those
this race.
murders.
And Nick didn't kill him. He wanted to, but he didn't.
Keep
But-
that to yourself.
Yeah, Kevin.
I'm warning you guys.
He'll
got it.
bust your other collarbone if you keep on with that mouth.
Don't do it. I already got punched by everybody.
So you
at the
did
race.
wash the
There-
sling.
just-
That's healthy.
Yeah.
Hand over your mouth and nose. Everything's gonna be all right, Kevin. Just calm down.
Just relax.
Just relax and let it happen.
Go see Jesus. I've told people that on scene, like, go see Jesus. And I'm like covering their eyes, like, why are you doing that, man? My arm hurts.
Yeah, dude. I just needed my channel changed.
Dude. Go see Jesus. Shh.
I called you about my cat in the tree.
What? It's a patient assist, dickhead. I'm not dead.
Exactly.
Kevin, if you don't quit sending people to the morgue, they're not.
They're not.
dead.
They're still talking. Like, why? Are
He's like that Monty Python. $1 for your dead. Collect your dead. I'm not dead yet.
Exactly.
Come on, mate.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
So we got another race coming.
Yep.
2
Weekend
weeks.
after next. Yeah.
SCVMX.
Week and a half.
And we're supposed to ride XRs to act like we care
We
and be
are
ready.
riding XRs.
We do care.
We do care, but man,
We
I
care a
love
lot
that 350. I had so much fun racing a 350. It never got away from me. I could twist it all the way to the floor
Just
and clear
think how
jumps.
much that XR is going to make you appreciate
the
that
350.
See?
It's perspective, bro.
I'm sitting here loving the 350, and now I got to ride a piece of junk to
Well,
make
stop
it,
it.
to make
Talk
me
so
love
much
it
shit about
more.
those
I
things.
know, man. And then they have
She
a modern
keeps coming
class.
back for you every time.
Listen,
You just
here's-
like beat her down, like,
Yeah.
come here. And then she,
Here's going to
a
be my
battered
problem.
woman.
It's a vintage, so I'm going to want to take that KX125.
Oh,
the
God. Here comes the
Yes, you are.
motorcycles.
Now the
We had
XR
9
250 and the
motorcycles.
450.
Let's just talk about the camper going today in the dirt. 9 motorcycles. There was 18
Giant
motorcycles in my
700s.
garage a minute ago. I'm not kidding. I counted them. Now here we are. We're going to SCVMX. Nick's like, well, I need the 125. I need the 250. I need the XR 250. I'll probably buy something. What else could I? Just as long as that trailer's
I'll
full,
have
Nick.
4 classes that day.
Nick is not
4
afraid
different
to
bikes.
sign up for every class.
Listen, every promoter wants Nick at his race.
100%.
One guy turns into $250. Like,
He's
I
like
mean,
he's a couple of 100,000 a year on entry
sure.
fees.
I'm
for
a
you.
lot of 12 packs.
Yeah, truth, man.
Well,
truth.
I was trying to get Scotty Winterstrom on just out of nowhere, but like, Scotty, we're going to get this dude on. Just think about this before we sign off. This dude, as of 2 weeks ago, had signed up for his 200th Supercross. I did some math. It's somewhere in the neighborhood of what, $60,000?
57,000 is what you said.
57 grand in entry fees and licenses. Not
And
to
so,
mention gas.
it's never
food.
made a main.
Never made a main.
And I don't want to
That's the
tell him
story.
this, but let's
Don't.
say you put that 57,000 in the stock
No,
market.
that's just no. That's
And
it.
then when you're 65,
No.
you're worth like, I don't know, $3 million
Damn
without
it,
even working on
Scotty,
it.
you should have been. Don't listen to us.
Not
But
that
it's
much.
You know
also
what?
had
Go
more
have fun.
fun. He had
Yeah,
we
he's
just
way
proved
more
it.
fun.
Yes,
That's
good man.
right.
There you go. That's it for us. We're done.
Winners take
Suck
y'all.
it. Winners take y'all.